Good morning. I think the countdown stopped. My Wi-Fi is always an issue, but good morning. It's March 25th. It's the last Saturday in March. Next week we'll be doing a live in April. I'm here. Let me get the camera on just a second. Give you a chance to get in. I know the commercials are playing. Blessings to you, Psalms 146. Blessings, Badass 93 Stang. Yeah, good morning to you. Blessings to you. I am here. Do I need a sweater? I feel a little chilly. I might have to step away and get a sweater, but for now, oops, my camera's not on. Forgot I got a sliding cover. Oh, there it is. Ooh, girl, you look tired today. I look puffy today. This month, passed by super quick. This month has passed by super quick, and if you're not careful, that's why we had talked in January about setting some goals and stuff, because okay, you're in the shop. Okay, no problem. Thanks, badass, for playing us in the background. Um, if you don't make a plan in January and kind of what you want to accomplish, literally you'll be in August and wondering where did the year go? What's going on? So, March is almost finished. Right now, it's for those of you in my climate, seed starting time for the outdoor garden. I have my chart that I go by. I haven't started anything here yet. I've helped with the parents' garden. I went over there, started some seeds, made the mistake of starting some bean seeds. Do not start bean seeds in my climate in March. They're literally like almost 12 inches high. Probably going to be leggy, but yeah, something happened, mix up with the chart. I somehow thought I was supposed to start them, which didn't make sense. I'm like, let's just go ahead and try it. So we tried it, never again. Not doing that again. Beans, direct sow the beans, direct sow corn. There's a reason for these common sense tips. But we started over there. I did check my garage. Well, I'll start with some gardening talk. I did check my garage, and most of the plants did not survive, not because eggplant does not survive in the garage. I've tried 2 years in a row, and by the time February comes, it's struggling, and now it's a dry, hollow stalk. Blessings, she said. Blessings, Lashes Journey. It doesn't work. I've tried 2 years. I did water it. The Swiss chard did not make it because I did not water it. It was hard to get in there to do it, not because of the cold, because of it's just too crowded in there. This season, I will be making the time to clean up that garage and get a grow tent in there, as I keep saying. Spend the money, get what I need done so that it can be contained and it can have better temperature control. Sometimes it's not the cold, it's just the cold, dry air. And the eggplant should probably come inside. So I'm going to just grow some eggplant strictly indoors because it's a good meat replacement. And then I'm going to do them ones outdoors. So I'm going to start about 4 each, the Black Beauties and the other one, and do about 4 or 5 because okay, no problem, Lashes, you're listening. Because I didn't get much last year. Last night I was disturbed at 12:30 by obese Denise again. First of all, I would say maybe Wednesday or Tuesday night, I heard some kerfuffle, but not really. I was such in a deep sleep. When I got up and checked outside, I had blocked under the deck with a whole bunch of skids and a whole bunch of it looks like a hot mess. Just enough to get her so that nobody can go under there. No animal, skunk, possum, raccoon, nothing can go under there to make a nest. The raccoon, I guess, is upset. So I had a box kind of blocking something, but behind the box is a lot of wood, so she couldn't get in. And I see that she scratched the box, like digging into the box. Yeah. So she came last night again to cause her havoc. The light came on my walkout deck, and that what woke me up. I popped up, tried to record something. I saw a blob. I couldn't see. The light wasn't bright enough to really project. I didn't have the secondary light on because it's really too bright. and she took off. I don't know which direction she went. I couldn't really see. Blessings, Maureen Saunders. Um, sorry, Marlene. Sorry, my eyes. Marlene. But yeah. So last night she disturbed my sleep. Let me see here. I did that last year with the beans. Put them outside right after the last frost date, and then another frost came. Yeah. So I'm not planting beans indoors. It didn't make sense. I'm just letting you guys know who are maybe new. It didn't make sense. I just did it anyways. It's not worth it. You have to babysit them inside. There's not enough room for it to do what it needs to do. And I can't plant outside till mid-May, and it's only March. So I'm gonna have to probably up pot them in a good size pot, and maybe they'll bear indoors. I don't know. My dad's like, I don't think so. I'm like, you never know. You never know. So thanks everyone for popping in. And for those who don't know, you can type hashtag urban throughout the chat if you want to drop your link. Make sure that you are, those in the bushes are subscribed so you can support the channel. I see some growth, but it's kind of at a standstill right now. It happens sometimes. You kind of you progress and then it's like a pause. And all of a sudden it just bursts again. So make sure you're subscribed, please. I have asparagus growing, just ate some the other day. Oh, that's fantastic. There's something about growing your own food. It's just those of you who are new to gardening, I'm sure I can see you guys loving it. I see Yaya growing her food. I see the weightlifting geek grow. If you haven't seen the weightlifting geeks gardening update, it was hilarious. I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him, but the narration was just ridiculous. He killed some plant. The poor guy. The poor guy, but he's doing it. And he did another short with the tomatoes, which are looking good. So I told him to put more soil so that it can really get sturdy. And he's just doing the thing. It's not hard to grow your own food. Some of us weren't raised around it, but it's not hard. But I am finding, segue to the Planter HGC 2023. Today is the deadline to get your update for March 25th. I will be leaving the live and going to go edit that video and get that up. Mine are always up by midnight, but yeah, some of you guys are early. No, last night I put up the WIG update. I have to put up about 2 more updates for WIG. I'm way behind, but I'm getting them up so you can see what happened and what I learned. But today is the planter deadline, so make sure you get your videos up. Those who are participating in that challenge, the herbs have been a challenge. It has been a challenge. I had to change some of the plants and plant something different. They have germinated. I still have not got no cilantro. I'm going to try the trick that Mike said to put some, coconut coir on top and spray it so that it has like a in the soil simulation, because being in a pod just open to the light, maybe it doesn't like that. I'm trying that with the spinach again. It's just not, a lot of challenges with the herbs, but some of you all are doing well. I wouldn't say all the herbs. My thyme, the cilantro, basil's pretty easy. The oregano is slow, but it's there. Rosemary is very difficult. One's growing, but it hasn't grown any bigger, and one has not germinated. The arugula was easy in one unit, but another unit it didn't. It's just strange. Maybe it's just the climate, the water. I don't know. But the arugula is pretty easy, but one of the units it did not grow. And I put summer savory in another unit as well. That's also growing. So I have quite a few herbs going. But I will say, if you want a good amount and hey Miss D, I don't know if I said hi to you already. If you want a good amount of herbs, you need, hey Devil Dog, good to see you. How was I saw your video, but I didn't watch it yet, the cook-off. You have to put it in a pot, I would say, because if you want a good amount, like right now I have a single seed growing of oregano. That's not going to give me that much produce. So I'm in a cold climate. I might have to get some coconut coir or some indoor mix that's not soil. Oh, you're still there. Okay. And I'm going to maybe feed it with some liquid feed or something. I just don't want soil in the house. You know what happened already over here, and I finally got rid of the aphids, which you'll see that on the WIG videos when I get to that part of the series. Man, the aphids nearly took me out. The spinach is gone, and the endive is back down to a little. I had to take off all the leaves, spray it down. I almost lost my plants. The insecticidal soap worked and the neem oil worked, but I think it was too strong for an indoor garden. I think I have to dilute that down a little bit a lot more than what's recommended, because it that being under the lights and being sprayed by those things, it made it worse. The leaves couldn't breathe. They had burnt marks. It didn't work. The sun is bad enough, but being under the lights, it wasn't hot, but it just 14 hours of direct light. I should have sprayed it overnight, but I was just so upset with all the aphids. I just sprayed them right there, then and there, and I sprayed it with everything, peroxide. Then I got mad again. The soap. It was a matter of a 5 minute time span. Just spray, spray, spray. You have to be strategic in how you handle your infestations indoors, because you can actually smother and kill your plants, which is what happened to me. I smothered and killed my plant. Anyways, also, blessings to you, Gina versus Gina. Also, if you're on Instagram, oh, before I go there, I had a challenge on YouTube, but the answer was on Instagram. What kind of lettuce was I growing? It's romaine lettuce. That was the one that I had to save last Friday when I was in Gina's live, which was the 17th of March. And Mike goes, take it out, wash the roots. It could have like gnat larva. I washed it with peroxide, rinsed it out. I changed the water, sanitized the tank, because it's a unit with 4 containers, so it wasn't like a whole container. And I put some peroxide in the water. I put some mosquito bits in the water to kill any larvae, and that lettuce just came back and is bigger and better than ever. I checked it again just to make sure. I rinsed the roots off again few days later with peroxide, and then put it back in, and it seems to be happy. So whatever's going on, I guess the gnats are desperate. There's nowhere for them to move into. There's no more soil. They're trying to find other ways. But with the mosquito bits in your water solution, that will kill any larva or any eggs for the gnats. And I haven't had any more problems. Now, the plants in the garage, as I said, they didn't make it because of me not watering, and also because eggplant cannot stay in the garage. It's too cold, it's too dry. It needs that humidity. It wasn't in the cold, but did not have any moist air, and the plant dried right out. It was okay till about mid-January, and then it went downhill. Opening and closing the garage to get in to get the snow shovels and stuff. There was no barricade, and then I saw what Fifi did. She has hers wrapped around an area wrapped with thick plastic, to keep the draft and the wind. That's what I need to do, which is why I'm getting a grow tent. So going forward, I'm going to have the right equipment. This is the year of infrastructure for me in my garden. I don't know what you all are doing, but you need to sometimes spend the money. Gardening is not expensive. Growing food is not expensive. But if you're trying to grow food in a climate that's cold and dry, and growing plants that are not of that climate, you do have to spend a bit of money to keep the plant alive and to create and simulate that environment. That kind of goes without saying. But if I chose not to do that, it wouldn't cost me no money. But I want to grow things that are not part of this climate. My fig tree is happy as a clam. She's shooting out new buds and stuff. I watered her heavily this week, and I put the Joby's fertilizer stick in there, and she's doing her thing. I put a saucer under there, which is part of the problem with the garage. Some things didn't have a saucer, and when I got around to watering it, it just flowed right out and made a mess in the garage. So I need to invest in some more trays. Some of the trays that you buy at the store are so flimsy and cheap, it can't even hold a dinner. It can't even hold food. Like those dinner plates that you buy, you have to buy like 2 and 3 and serve them double, because if you have a plate of food, it's going to fall apart. That's how those saucers are. I don't like them. So the ones that I bought before that are very sturdy, that store doesn't have them all the time, this clearance store. So when they open in the spring, I'm going to just stock up on some of those things. I did buy some more fertilizer, didn't need it. The natural Joby one for my trees, so that I have things on hand. Every year I buy stuff that I don't need just in case, so that if something goes left, I have ample supply of these things on hand. Do I need them? No, but it's nice to have, so that it makes your life a bit easier. Also, I did spend some money this week, and I ordered some trees from a not local, but Ontario nursery. They should be coming in May. I asked for it to come at the end of May, because most likely I will be taking some time off vacation, hopefully, and I don't want them to come while I'm gone. I don't want them to come now. So I ordered two trees, which cost a pretty. Actually, no, the trees weren't expensive. The shipping was expensive, but it's out of the way for me to go and pick those up. A couple of hours there, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours there, and then back. So it's 4 hours. So the gas and the time wasn't worth it. So the shipping is what I made the price go up. So I think it's about almost $90 altogether when you add the shipping. That's what made it expensive and the tax. So I got two fig trees. I got a Chicago Hardy. I know I got a Chicago Hardy from that store, which is supposed to be cold tolerant, well, coldish. And I got I'm trying to check the paper. Give me a second. I want to say the wrong thing. Where's my order? Oh, there it is. And a Desert King fig. I've never heard of that, but it looked interesting. It has a pink interior, and I just figured, and the price point. It was one of the cheaper ones. Some of the other ones were more expensive, and these are in a 1 gallon pot, so they're already a decent size. The other ones that were bigger are pickup only, and as I said, it's way too far. So I have two trees coming in May, and I ordered a third tree from another nursery that they recommend, which does more tropical plants. They did not have any persimmons in stock, but those were whoa, like almost $100. Hey, Renaissance, almost $100 for those persimmon trees. So I got from that store, I got a brown turkey fig. So I have 3 figs coming this spring. Again, same thing. The shipping took it a bit over, but at this point, I'm buying what I need and what I know works well. And the fig is in the garage. She's happy. It's fine. So I'm going to continue with that. I do want some pawpaws, but they need to have a pollinator. So I'll have to buy two. And those were not cheap. And the persimmons were not in stock, but those are about $100 a piece. And those also need a pollinator, I believe. So then you have to buy two. So I'm going to try to figure out if there's somewhere else I can get those plants from. Maybe even like Marketplace or, those online websites, because sometimes people propagate it themselves. But I will be propagating these trees once they get to a certain size. I will propagate them so I can double my investment. So 3 trees will hopefully turn into 6 trees. Blessings to you, Lala. The 6 trees. Okay, that's the gardening update. Okay, yeah. So I invested in some trees. I invested in a new seed station. If you guys saw on Instagram, I posted a picture. The other one became just like a shelf, like because it's not growing time, just all the stuff got dumped there. All the products got dumped there as a shelf. When I was fighting off the aphids and fighting off the other stuff going on in here, and I realized it just was it's too small. I can't fit the 72 cell tray on there properly. I got to use the smaller trays, and it's just I didn't like the light couldn't fit good in there. It was too much. So I got a bigger shelf, more space. I can have things, fan blowing. I am going to put the metal reflective stuff around it, but I hate the look of all that clipping stuff on. So I am going to get some kind of, I would say, curtain or some kind of something to wrap around it so it looks presentable. I don't know. I'm OCD like that. I hate coming in. It's like it just looks like a big hot mess. So get some nice baskets to put the supplies in so you don't see all these bottles and yeah. So I'm gonna make it look pretty. Yes, I'm gonna make it look pretty so that I can enjoy looking at that corner again. And I'm gonna get some other grow lights. Again, this is a year of investment. So if you don't have the budget right now, don't worry about it. But I'm just sharing my story. So maybe you'll be interested in maybe upgrading as well. I find those Jiffy kits that you buy with the light and the tray, and it comes with like 72 peat pellets. They're great. But I find that the one light it comes with is not enough. So I have about two of those. I think maybe three from previous years. I need to put 2 lights per tray. So that means the other shelves are going to be having no light. So I'm going to have to purchase some lights that I can hang on this new shelf because this shelf has openings so I can zip tie or hook a light into it. The other one was a solid tray and you couldn't really attach anything to it easily. So it made seed starting a little challenging. It wasn't difficult, but it was a bit challenging. So I want to make my life easier. So I'm going to be getting some grow lights that can go the full length of, I guess, 36 inches so that there's no shadowy parts. It's full full intense lighting. I put two lights at the parents' house on their tray, and everything on there is leggy. They're not thin and leggy, but they're still tall and leggy. But they don't, hang over. They stand up very straight. The radish is leggy. That shouldn't be that tall. The kale is leggy. The beans are, they're out of there now because they're too big now. They're still leggy, and I even raised the tray up to the light as close as we could. We didn't have anything else to make it higher. They're still leggy. So those single lights that you buy for the Jiffy, or I think it's called Mackenzie, it helps. It does improve your crops. It makes it a little better, but you're still going to have some legginess in my experience. I don't know. I saw one lady on the tube. I don't know how her stuff is so nice and short and cute and thick. I don't know what she's doing. I'm watching her to figure it out, but maybe it's a different light. Hey, blessings, Black Guns and Garden. So don't get frustrated. Sometimes you can get frustrated. You're not getting the results, and but you have to watch what people are doing, people who are experienced, and see what they're doing and how they're doing it. And it may require some investment. You don't have to do all the stuff to grow food, but it does make your life easier. And if your life is a little bit easier, then you'll be more prone to continue doing it. I don't want to spend too much time handling the plants once I plant them in a peat pellet. I want them to do their thing. And once it gets to a certain size, if need be, I will pot them into a cup. But I don't want to be having to handle my plants multiple times. For me, it's not a good, it's a waste of time because I have so many other things to take care of and to set up and to manage and, working and all the things that we're all responsible for. So I don't want something that's going to require a lot of hands on. I want my hands on to just be checking on the plants, fertilizing them, pruning any bad leaves off, just general maintenance. I don't want to have to be propping them and bringing them back to life, and because of all the other problems that are happening. I don't want to be doing that. So for me, I am investing in the infrastructure of the garden, but by all means do what you can afford and do what you need to do. But I'm just again sharing my story. Let me get some of my coffee. It makes it easier, especially when you have people who are maybe newer. So I was talking to my dad about zucchinis and different squashes that he's grown over the years, and he was wondering why it's going a little bit better this year, now that, well, the last few years, now that we've taken over the garden more. And I said, because I watched people's videos and I was hand pollinating wherever I could. He never knew about no hand pollination. He's been gardening all his life, but he never, mind you, the internet wasn't really around then. You had to actually talk to a person around your area. So he never knew about hand pollination. I told him, yeah, you take off the flower, the male flower. Some people put it in a Ziploc bag in the fridge until they get the female flowers. And you go and pollinate your zucchinis, your squashes by themselves. So we did get a good harvest the last couple of years, but he didn't understand why. The pollinators came around. We had a lot of bees last year. We had a lot of wasps in certain parts. We had a lot of even those flying ants. There's a lot of different types of pollinators, butterflies. We had a lot of pollinators, and our neighbor had a lot of wildflowers in her garden. She stopped growing food, and that attracted a lot of pollinators as well. So that's what happened. So you're never too old to learn something new, and a new technique is what I'm trying to say. And not everybody knows everything, but just try and experiment. As for, somebody mentioned the library last year. I think it was Miss OG, but I also knew that my library had a seed sharing program. I joined it last year, 2022, and I didn't get any seeds because every time I went online, it said that it's not available, or other people are, ahead of me. So I didn't get to order anything. So this year, I was checking, my library, getting some books, getting some audiobooks, and they had a seminars coming up in the library system about the seeds library and about how to grow food and pollinators and attracting pollinators. So I went to it last Saturday, one of the seminars at one of the locations, and they had a conservationist employee come and talk about pollinators. and what to plant to attract them. Well, I had already learned the hard way about the fennel and the dill, but she mentioned, the importance of keeping some of these pollinators alive, and she actually mentions that several of them are on the endangered list. So I'm so glad that last year I didn't kill those caterpillars that were on my fennel. I ended up going back into the garbage, digging them out, and relocating them. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but check your local library. They do have programs that have seed sharing. So I picked up some seeds. Let me get up for a second and get the seeds. One moment, and I'll tell you what I got. It's just over there. One second. Okay. So some of these seeds are things that you can already get, but what they're trying to do is get seeds from things that people have grown and that have climatized to our climate. They've been exposed to open pollination and cross pollinate, just natural seeds. They don't want you to go and donate seeds from the store, like go to the Dollar Tree and go buy seeds and donate them. They want seeds that have been harvested from your plants, and that will help preserve and maintain the local species and so forth. So she said 5 only. I think I took up 6. So, and I will plant these. I was going to cut back this year, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant things to harvest seeds to donate back to this program, as well as to donate to anybody who wants seeds in my circle or outside of my circle, a seed sharing. So some people have asked for seeds from people, and sometimes it's difficult because you're so far from each other. Check your local library. Some people may have donated seeds there. So I have Lincoln Homesteader peas. It says plant in early spring. Please return. So what they want you to do is return the seeds at the end of the season. So I took a pack of these seeds. They want me to return, as many seeds as I can, and label them for 2023 so that they can share them with the community. And then these are shared throughout the entire region, not the province, but a large region. So you're going to get, DNA from other cities in the library system. I have Tiny Tim cherry tomatoes, which I already have from Dollar Tree, but I will plant these ones instead so that I can give them back. Cleome, a pink flower, spider flower, it's called Cleome. I have these already as well from the dollar store. Same thing. I'll plant these ones instead. Big Jim chili pepper. Never heard of that. Mild to medium heat. It says thick flesh. So I'm going to plant these. And mini eggplant. I don't know what, there's no pictures, but I'm going to try this as well. And Siberian tomato. Never heard of this one. I'm going to give it a shot. I also, as you know, grow my own stuff. So I'm going to be growing some more cayenne pepper so I can share that because that gives a lot of seeds. Jalapenos, I'm going to grow whatever I can grow. And you guys have sent me some seeds as well. I'm going to grow some stuff that I have not seen so readily around here and donate the seeds back to the library. I'm going to keep some for myself, of course, but I'm going to donate them back because I haven't heard of about 3 of these plants. I haven't seen them in the stores. So somebody donated them from there. I don't know where they got them from. Mini eggplant. I don't see that so readily here. So yes, check your local library, give back to your local community that way. And you never know, you might get some seeds that you would never see before in your area because somebody donated them to the library system. All they ask is that when you have your harvest, you donate them back so that they can share them with other people and keep that the DNA strong in your local crops. So that's what I did last week. And also they have some activities going on throughout the year. There's going to be a free barbecue, all kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, and I actually saw somebody that I knew from high school. Him and his wife was there. They grow in the local community garden. So I guess they live in an apartment or a condo. That's why they're doing that. Because I know his mom had a house. So obviously he doesn't live there. He lives on his own. So the community garden, from what I heard when I was there, they're paying about $50 something a month for the summer months to grow food. And I'm sure that's to cover the water because they have access to the hose and stuff. But they get for me, that raised bed to me is small because I grow in my entire backyard. To them, it may seem big. That would not grow. It would grow greens and some herbs and some stuff, but based on what I grow myself now, that would not be enough space for me to grow. So I was very thankful. I'm like, man, and I'm here complaining that my yard is small and they have one little bed to grow in. Yeah, barbecue. So they're gonna have some activities. They're gonna have for Earth Day, they're gonna have a cleaning, you clean your neighborhood. Um, I think I might join that. I have no problem helping with programs. If people see us there and see you there doing stuff, then they'll say, "Oh, that's kind of let me join that too." Unless you're going to go and do it, they're not going to want to come. Kids, teenagers, you have to teach people to take pride in their own community. Otherwise, it's not going to come naturally. So, I will be doing the community cleanup, the Earth Day activity, the barbecue. I'll do that as well. I'm definitely going to be donating seeds. I have seeds from last year that are here. I can even donate those, but I'm going to grow a whole bunch of stuff this year. Bell pepper, whatever I can grow, not for me to eat per se, but to donate the seeds. That's what was my plan, was to scale back. Blessings crossover paranormal, to scale back, which I am scaling back, but I'm doing it just to attract the pollinators. I'm going to let certain crops just leave them be and let the caterpillars eat them off. Not going to worry about it. I'm going to plant some more dill. I'm going to plant some fennel. I'm going to plant all these flowers. I'm going to plant more trap crops. They even had nasturtiums there. And from what I finally realized, that's what I should be planting to keep the aphids off my stuff. Nasturtiums and so forth. And the chickens can eat nasturtiums. So a lot of the crops hey, blessings planter, I'm going to be growing are to help the ecosystem and to help the pollinators. If you check with your local library system, you may find out that some of your local pollinators are on the endangered list. So we have to, I guess, in a way, be a little less selfish and not just grow for ourselves. I always knew you got to grow for yourself, some for the animals, some for loss, some to share, some for the bugs. Really and truly, we have to do that because the bugs need to eat something too. And the bugs are integral to soil health in some cases, to the balance of the ecosystem, because if there's not enough of each bug, then one will overtake and it's going to be more problematic. And also for the population, for pollination. Not only bees pollinate. So everything, one second, let me have a sip. Everything has revolved around honeybees. That's only one type of bee. There are many types of bees, and most of the bees in your local area, the wild bees, are not honeybees. And we're all focused on saving the bees, but they're focusing on honeybees. You need to save and focus on all bees, and different bees like different things. And I have a lot of bumblebees and another bee in this area. I can't remember what it's called, but I can clearly see the difference. It's not a honeybee. I don't think I've ever seen a honeybee here. You need to give plants for them to eat. And from what I understood last year, someone told me, I don't I don't spray chemicals on my lawn. I leave the dandelions now and I actually harvest them and I use them for something. You can use them for tea, you can use them for medicine. But the bees in the early spring, they rely heavily on the dandelion to feed themselves and to start creating their food for the next winter season. The first things that pop up in the spring are, dandelions. I don't think there's much on the tulips. I have tulips. Certain spring bulbs. That's what they rely on heavily first, not what you've planted, because what you've planted hasn't come to anything yet. And a lot of us are spraying dandelions, digging them up. Leave the dandelions alone. A lot of the pollinators are using that to feed themselves. And because we're spraying and we don't want to see dandelions, we don't like dandelions, that has contributed to the decline in the natural pollinators. So we have to be ecologists and practice permaculture techniques when we're gardening. We're not just gardening in our backyard, we're helping an ecosystem, which is why I have so many problems in my garden. Why? Because many species have found my garden to be an oasis. So it's no longer my oasis, it's our oasis because they've taken it over. Between the raccoon, the groundhog, the squirrels, the birds, the butterflies, the wasps, all kind of bees. Like you guys are laughing at me, but That's why they're coming here. They found an oasis. They're flying around all over the place. All they see is lawn, 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 lawn. And they get to my garden and there's all this diversity. So they lay their eggs here. They keep coming back to my garden. If more people had at least some kind of flowers, if not food, at least flowers, that would help the pollinators. I did not realize that some of the pollinators and butterflies are actually on the extinction list. So we need to do a better job. I'm just sharing what I learned at the seminar. But check with your local library because they'll tell you what's happening in your area. Every state's different. The monarch butterfly, which migrates from, here to there, I forgot where, but to, across the country, that has declined. They need more places to stop. They actually recommended having little cups of these water thingies for butterflies and bees so that they can stop and have a drink of water. I think my plants, there's enough moisture and enough places for water. But yeah, they need to have a sip of water, a cup of tea like you do. So make your garden a place to grow your food, yes, but you need to also attract pollinators that will benefit you, but also the environment as a whole. We need to preserve the pollinators and protect them and provide what they need. And having miles and miles of open lawns and just fields is not going to do it. They have nowhere to go. The birds are here eating. I have holes in my lawn already. It must be that raccoon or whatever looking for grubs. We have to make our property as closed loop as possible, especially when your neighbors aren't doing nothing. They're not growing nothing. There's no flowers. There's nothing. And I found that people see me growing something. I see a few of the neighbors kind of doing their thing a little bit and, getting their kids in, like, because they're older. Can you, get me some soil, get me some this, get me some that. And, one lady gave me some dahlias. One lady gave me, they're doing their thing. They're growing some food. They're growing flowers. If you start doing something, hey, Fifi, blessings. I don't know if I said hi to you already. That it will affect other people. It'll impact other people. But people are growing their food. There are people who are paying for a little plot on a community garden to grow food. And some of us have a backyard that we have access to that we can grow food. So please understand the importance of growing your food, but understand the importance of planting things to help feed the pollinators and to give them something to drink. Having little places for them to kind of, even a bird bath kind of area, they can come and drink food. I didn't know that the bees were sitting there drinking water and having breaks, but that's what's happening. So you always have to learn something new. And there's a kid that was there. I think the program was more for kids, but it was for everybody, and a lot of adults were there. These two kids were there. I guess the father was in the library getting some books, and the child knew. The kid was maybe 7 or 8. The child, she's like, "What kind of bee is this?" "Oh, it's a this and a German so and so and so." And we're sitting there like, this kid, no, oh, that's a so and so and so. That's a dianthus, like some big word, like elaborate words. I'm like, how does child know all this stuff? This kid knew all the names of stuff, how things work together. It's on the extinction list. Obviously, that child's reading. They're not sitting there watching TV because they went to the program at the library, and the father seems to be one of those parents that they go to the library once a week because he came to get them and like, come on, kids. And they went out, and my neighbor's not doing anything. Exactly. That's not going to stop me. But my neighbors are growing something. And I think what happened was two things happened. When you're harvesting your food, I did share some of the food, but not a lot. So they tasted how good the food was, number one. And number two, they also got jealous because sometimes I would harvest and I didn't share with them nothing. I was harvesting, yeah, good morning, good to see you. And I'd gone inside with my basket of harvest for myself. Because every time I get harvest, I'm gonna come and share with you. Sorry, I gotta feed myself. I gotta preserve some, I gotta dry some, I gotta, freeze some for future dates. So they kind of were like salty, like, she didn't give us none. Nah, not everything I'm gonna share. So I think they realized that. And I actually gave her some starts, and she got a couple of buckets, and she grew 2021. 2022, she did not because she was not feeling well. She did not have good health. So I did share some more with her, but um she is going to grow. I talked to her. She's in Florida now. So when she comes back, she's ready to start. So I think when they see you harvesting your food and not sharing with them, they get kind of salty. Oh yeah, no, I gave her the starts, Fifi. I had extra starts. I gave her like, a zucchini. I gave her tomatoes, and she planted them. So she didn't have to do nothing but put it in the bucket, and it was already started for her. Because I always have extra starts. I always go overboard and plant extra. And tomatoes, you can pop off the sucker and get another plant. So I really don't have to plant that many, but I did anyways. And I gave it to her. Yeah, okay. She says, like, listen, if they forget that neighbor, go find somebody else. Go find somebody else. Go find somebody else. You don't waste so much time with that neighbor. They won't do nothing. My two are doing something. I see callaloo growing and the woman harvesting. My neighbors, I have three people that I see doing something. The one across the street, the old lady, I haven't seen her in a while. I think maybe she's very, very aged, and her daughter and the husband are taking care of her, but I haven't seen her in a year. Yeah, I don't recall seeing her. Maybe she's there, but maybe I'll see her in the spring. She was growing stuff. I have people in my local circle. I gave my friend tomatoes and she grew, but right now it's not a good time. Her dad's sick and she's a primary caregiver. I trade plants with people at church. They give me stuff. I gave them stuff. It's growing. It's working. The people who want to do something will do something. You can try your best, but sometimes people don't want to do anything. But they'll get the message. And when they taste the food and see how much better it is in the store, and tomatoes are so easy to grow. I know you guys talk about hornworm. I've never seen a hornworm over here. Maybe it's too cold by the time things get popped off. They're gone. I don't know. I haven't seen a hornworm. I haven't had no issues with my tomatoes being attacked by anything. The only thing I have is blight, which is a nutrition issue, calcium deficiency issue, or when it rains too much, it's too much water, the leaves maybe rot a bit. But I haven't had any insect infestations in my tomatoes. So over here, tomatoes are the easiest thing to grow and the easiest thing to share. They're easy to can. You don't need a pressure canner. You can do a water bath canner, make your sauce or your, tomato chunks, whatever you want. And trust me, it tastes fantastic. And lettuce is easy to grow. Like, it's not hard. And once they get a liking, or they try it and they succeed, that's the end of it. They're gonna get a green thumb, green toes, green everything's gonna be green. Once they just start putting it to practice, if they don't start, it's hard to convince them. Now, also, what did happen this week? Spring is in the air, I'm so glad. It's not summer or warm here, but just having longer daylight hours, oh my goodness, what a help. It just makes you feel so much better. You're not fighting to stay, like, you just have that energy, that extra pep in your step. I'm spending my time cleaning up, as I said already. The garage is going to be cleaned up, but right now I'm doing my seed starting station. I'm going to get it going, making it look pretty and organized and functional. Before I forget, I mentioned, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, that I have fish fertilizer that I've been using that's not the name brand one, it's a different brand. Actually, that's not correct. When I checked the bottle, it's not fish fertilizer. It is seaweed. It's sea kelp. So just to correct, if anybody was thinking I was using that, it's not. It smells like shrimp. It's not fish though. It's the seaweed / kelp liquid feed. That's what I've been using. So it's organic, it's natural, and it gives it what it needs. The plants seem to like it. And I'm going to keep using that. I'm not going to bother buy fish if this is working for me. And the bottle is pretty large and takes a long time to use. Okay, sidebar. So done with that. So I'm going to make things look pretty. I'm doing my spring cleaning, going through each section of my home, sanitizing, cleaning it, dusting it, putting things away properly, and getting rid of things that I haven't used and that I do not need, and just donating them that needs to donate, and whatever's garbage is going in the garbage. There's just, you put off things and you put off things, and I'm just, it's making me feel like anxious. So I like to have things in order and neat and tidy. So I'm going to be going through bit by bit. The garage is a hot mess, but I'm going to just tackle it section by section, as I said. And by the end of the summer, I need to have the grow tent set up. I see Fifi got her grow tent set up and going, because that's why my garden in the garage is not doing well. There's too much draft. There's too much, the light, not enough light. The air is dry. I need to have things set up there for it to succeed. But thank God the fig tree was fine and other things were fine, but it's not going to work going forward. Every year I have too many plants dying and it's just too difficult. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to clean the garage out. I'll show some clips, but not really. I just want to get the job done. I don't want to spend too much time like everything, because that actually slows you down from getting the job done. So just trust and believe. When it's finished, I'll do a video of the finished product, of the grow tent, of that kind of thing. But maybe I'll do a video of me cleaning and just do it on fast speed so you can see, see what's going on. Also, the clucks are coming in, I would say 2 more weeks, 2 or 3 more weeks. They're coming. I'm not gonna really show too much of them on online because of precautions. And but I will do a clip for the members. So in about 2 weeks, you'll see when I pick them up. They're here. I have to spend some more money getting some things set up for them because the raccoon keeps coming around, and I really don't want to have to come on live one day and tell you that there's been an assassination attempt or something against the clucks. That would really upset my spirit. So I'm trying to make things secure that they can't get in. Blessings unbiased, but she keeps coming around. She seems to think that this is her home. See, she seems to think that the outdoor sofa is her bed. I had to put the outdoor sofa up vertically against the wall. And I heard her last night trying to, I guess, find a spot. She seems to think that she lives here. She seems to think that under her deck is her 1 bedroom apartment, deluxe apartment, and that she's moved on up, and I have to move her on out because she don't live here and she don't pay no bills here. And now that the clucks are coming, that may be a big attractant to her. So she will be relocated, or she will be sent to the upper room if she touches my chickens. Let me tell you that. And all you animal rights people, don't be coming over here with no speech and no nothing. I'm gonna take care of mine. Okay, I'm gonna take care of my investment. He spent a lot of money to get the infrastructure and the coop and the this and the that and the third, and to get the birds and the food and the bedding and all the different stuff. It adds up. It will pay for itself eventually, but it's a big investment, and nothing's gonna come and interfere with that. So if she got to go, she gonna have to go. That's the end of it. And if you see me with a fur hat and the tail dangling and just smiling, you know what happened. Don't ask me no questions, and I will tell you no lies. You'll know what happened. So just be forewarned. Now, I watched a video. I don't know. This is just sheer and utter fool. This is part of the March Madness, sheer and utter foolishness, which will lead into my actual topic. Yeah, they're not cheap. I'm not. I love animals as long as they don't mess with my stuff, and they messing with my stuff. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you don't want them to think that they belong here, and they all come now in groups, and then they have a whole bunch of them coming over here, and they're literally having a party while you're sleeping on your outdoor patio furniture. I'm seeing clumps of fur on my, like, this is ridiculous. And I have to now go and shampoo those cushions before I use them this spring. Like, you're giving me actual work to do. I don't want added work. I can't. There's too much snow and wetness, and the pepper just washes away. It doesn't work it doesn't work when it's a winter, when it's wet. That's why I tried it. I put pepper on there, and the pepper left marks on my cushions, and it's just, yeah. She no, I did ammonia. I did all kind of. She got to go. She got to go. I'm not spending another red cent on deterrence. She's gonna go. Let me tell you, a pellet gun is only $88 and some cents, and that's cheaper than buying all these different peppers and sprays and stuff. She's got to go. She gonna learn. She gonna learn. She's actually right outside my bedroom window. You're too close. If you're in the backyard, I would kind of turn aside and ignore you, but you're actually up on my house and trying to move on. Like, that means when I go out, it's unsafe for me. And when people come over and they're like having a gathering, it's unsafe for them. No, she got to go. Um, okay, so I saw a video on YouTube and it was so ridiculous. This is the March Madness. So there's a video going around with these two ladies talking about and they bonding over the fact that they don't wash their hands and they don't believe in hand washing. And that it's not it's people were healthier back in the day because they weren't washing their hands, and washing your hand doesn't stop the spread of diseases. And they're sitting there bragging and so happy. Oh, like we're bonding. Yes, I found other people who share. Yes, we became. Who the hell bonds over not washing your damn hands? And then they actually sit there and go into the washroom because they know people are listening to hear water, and they'll run the water, but they're on their phone texting. So let me break it down for you a little more vulgarly. So these two women go to their washroom, do their business, have their hand near their fanny and their rear parts. Then they're gonna go on their phone. Then put that phone to their face. Then they're gonna go and touch doorknob, and then touch food and bring food to potluck. These are the people. Hey, Rambo, and you're bragging and bonding over that. You would rather run the water and not wash your hands because that's easier than just washing your hands. Even if you rinse your hands with just water, that does something than just, I couldn't believe, oh yeah, it's been scientifically proven. What science have you been reading? It's been 3 years of pandemic and people are still talk about not washing their hands. People are still not washing their hands. So let's have a quick conversation about hand washing. I don't care if you believe in hand washing or not. I care what you believe. If you're in your house and you don't want to wash your hands and you want to pick your nose and you want to do whatever you want in your house, once you leave your house and you're in a public setting, you should wash your hands because there's other people that, hey, Brook Farmer, blessings. There are other people that you're connecting with. And other people are only exposed to the germs heavily with the people that they live with. So maybe the science that they're talking about was that people didn't get sick back in the day because most people had their household that they lived with. And you kind of get used to each other's germs. It's part of your ecosystem. Blessings cruising is fun. But when you go out into the public, you're not used to the other people's germs and stuff. So it would stand to reason that you don't want to be, you want to wash your hands from being exposed to other people's germs and vice versa. But if you're going to use the washroom, it would stand to reason that you've dibbled and dabbled and touched the parts of your bodies that you shouldn't be spreading around the place. Then you wonder why you go to fast food restaurants. And that came on my feed as well a few weeks ago. And the dirtiest place is the buttons that you press for the juice, to dispense the juice. And they found fecal matter and they find all kind of stuff on the dispenser and on the ice. So the very ice that you're putting in your drink is most likely dirty because the staff people aren't washing their hands. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Brampton, good morning. This is what we're talking, and they're actually talking about science. People are getting sick because of improper food handling practices. And the improper food handling practices, most of it is stemmed from not washing your hands. So if you're going to handle food for other people, you need to wash your hands. Why else would they be finding these bacteria and germs on the bathroom doorknobs, on the buttons for the pop machine, the machines at the dispenser, the ice machines, all this stuff? It's being spread by multiple people touching these surfaces. And maybe people didn't get sick back in the day because they were, outside, fresh air, sunshine. Maybe they were outdoor working the field and outdoors. But then when they came inside, trust and believe they were washing their hands before they handled their food. They ate their food and they were washing their hands. So if you're going to quote something, quote it in its entirety. People are, exactly, people are more immunocompromised than before. hand washing is pretty should be pretty standard. I'm not asking you to put bleach and all kind of chemicals, but simple hand soap, wash your hands, boom, boom, boom. Anybody who has small kids in daycare or in this, kindergarten knows that's how they prevent the spread because, noses are running, coughing, sneezing, things are being spread. But if you wash your hands before you touch your face, that's where you can get transmission in your eye and in your nose by touching your face with dirty hands. If your hands are clean, then you're not going to spread things to yourself. So I don't know what the science is. That led me to another problem. And if I missed anybody, sorry, I'm just going through and I want to end at a decent time so I can go get my herb garden challenge edited and get that going. Now, there's some couple of recalls. So for those of you who are trying to eat healthy, listen real quickly. I'm going to go to another window and just read this to you so I'm not watching the chat. There are several recalls. The one recall caught my eye the most, but there are a few. So quickly, in Canada, there's a herbal drink called Nuba. I'd never heard of it personally. It has been recalled in Canada over dangerous. Let me just click on it because I have several windows open. Hold on. Over dangerous foodborne botulism. So if anybody knows, and if you're in Canada, there's a herb drink called Nuba, Nuba. It's been recalled over concerns over dangerous botulism. So obviously, botulism is caused by bacteria when you can something. So obviously it wasn't handled properly or canned or the temp. I don't know, but watch out for that. There's also a recall on Purina dog food. And it says here, I'm looking at the thing now. It says it's been recalled in the US due to potentially elevated vitamin D levels. I didn't even know that was an issue. So that's news to me. So if anybody is using Purina, Nestle Purina has expanded its voluntary recall of some of its specialty dog food for pets with food sensitivities. I guess it's a special type of food in the US because health officials say it can make pets sick. And it's high vitamin D levels. So I don't know if there's a way to, I don't know, guys. Sometimes they should give you a solution, like give them half the amount of food and mix it with another food. I don't know. This is not medical advice. Just find out what else is going on. I don't have a pet, that doesn't affect me, so check that out. It also says Costco recalls 2.7 million, hold on, it's just loading, cans of Kirkland cold brew because of metal in the product. So cold brew coffee has been recalled because there's metal in the product. Now, the real recall that I want to talk about, which relates to the hand washing, and if I miss somebody, I apologize. No problem, Brampton. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. The real recall is this that caught my eye. Kirkland Signature Organic Strawberries, Costco strawberries, because I'm trying to eat healthy and you make your smoothies. I found it on Instagram on my feed, so I looked it up this morning. It says here, Costco records indicate that you, or one of you, this is the letter they send people, have purchased the strawberries between October 15th, 2022 and December 5th. Scenic Fruit, a corporation with the FDA, is voluntarily recalling one best if used by date of this product. So it shows you the best used by date product of Mexico. And it's being recalled due to an outbreak of hepatitis A. So in one of the states, I don't remember which one because it's not in this letter, there's been an outbreak of hepatitis A. It says, although hepatitis A has not been detected in this product, out of an abundance of caution, stop consuming the food with the affected date of return and return it to your local Costco for a full refund. That's what caught my eye. So we're talking about people who don't believe in hand washing and proper hygiene. These people are handling our food. You think you're having a nice, healthy smoothie, and the smoothie has a side order of hepatitis A. And while you're at it, just add some gonorrhea and syphilis. Just make it a full, complete package since you're adding sicknesses to my frozen fruit. That's what's going on in these streets. When I looked up the Costco recall, I see a whole page of other recalls. This is from 2022, exactly, CC. So people who have smoothies every day probably already ate the whole bag. So what are you going to do? What are you gonna go find it in the sewage system? Wait out, like where are you gonna find that now to get your refund? I could be potentially sick, and that's what happened. They saw people getting sick. Now, if anyone's coming in, good morning. I'm not watching the chat just a second. I'm looking at these recalls for you. So now there's some more recalls in Costco alone. For those of you who use organic chia seeds, another healthy product that a lot of us use for our smoothies and our chia puddings and whatever else you're using, there has been a recall. Let me close this off. Okay, and it says here, oh, did I close the wrong window? No, I didn't. Okay, good. The um the brand name is Voluptia Organic Chia Seeds. If you bought them between March 16th, 2023 and March 23rd, so this is recent, it's being recalled due to possible salmonella exposure. So this is part of the problem when you buy healthy foods. You literally have to wash things that you do not think that you need to wash. You need to get a fine mesh strainer so that you can pour your chia seeds in this so it doesn't keep running out, and rinse off your stuff with your vinegar or whatever you need to wash your stuff with before you use it in your stuff. Because I don't know, salmonella, and most people eat their smoothies, it's a raw product. You're not cooking it. Um, your stomach sorry, Rambo. I gotta tell you guys. I gotta let you guys know. Um, you need to I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm not saying that washing is gonna solve the problem, but you need to be mindful that you need to wash pretty much everything that you use. There's a few things that you can't really wash. It's kind of hard to wash, like cornmeal. It's kind of hard to wash. You can rinse off your oatmeal, but there's some things that are pretty hard to wash. You can't really wash your flour. You're trusting that the flour has been done properly. But just keep in mind your chia seeds that you eat them raw. They're organic, have salmonella. So that could be a possible issue with the machinery that is handling the product, which I mentioned before, or it could be people's dirty hands. They're not wearing gloves. I don't know, but this is what's going on. I'm scrolling down the Costco page right now, and there's other things that have been recalled. I'll mention them, but you're gonna have to look them up yourself because there's the list is actually about maybe 15 to 20. So the strawberries are a problem, and the strawberries are mentioned here twice. I don't know why. Okay, same thing twice. It says here the cold brew coffee, Fabuloso cleaner, the lavender. I believe that was mentioned a couple of weeks ago again. A second recall. Anything purchased between December 30th, 2022 and January 30th, 2023. The Fabuloso cleaning product has been I'm trying to read what it says here. Inadequate preservatives may lead to growth of bacteria during the product's shelf life. So something was not added that should have been added. People with healthy immune systems are usually not affected, but when exposed to such a bacteria, but those who with weakened immune systems may face increased risk. So if you're not really immunocompromised, it's up to you how concerned you want to be, but they have done a recall. Now, I don't know. That's why people be relying on vinegar and bleach heavily because these products be doing some foolishness. Some people put a little bleach in everything. I swear by Dettol. I swear by Dettol. I haven't heard Dettol recall ever in my life that I can recall. And I put Dettol in everything. I put Dettol in a lot of stuff to give me that antibiotic. I have a spray bottle in my car with Dettol and water, and that's what's my hand sanitizer. I don't use the alcoholic stuff. It dries my hands out too much. Okay, let me just go back to the chat for a quick minute. Give me a second here. People ask me why I grow so much food. I know it's safer. It's sad that people are trying to eat healthy, but sometimes have no choice but to buy from the store. Not everyone can grow their own food. Exactly. And I do not grow chia seeds. I do not grow flax seed. I grew flax by accident because the flax seeds fell down and they ended up coming up in these beautiful flowers. But that was unintentional. I don't grow enough of these things to supply my smoothies. I'm relying on buying chia seeds, flax meal. Hey, Nikki, did I say hi to you already? I'm not sure. Um, but if I miss anybody, good morning to you. Thank you for popping in. Um, I wonder how many people have to get sick. Good question, Cece. Exactly. I'm just letting you know. So if you have these products, yes, that's right, Brampton. If you go there, they can look up the purchase, they can look up the dates, and if you were affected, and you can still get your money back. So get your money back. But check the recalls, guys. I know sometimes you don't check, sometimes, but if you don't check, because it's hard to keep up, be in the habit of washing anything that can be washed. If you can rinse it a little bit, I know people who rinse their tea bags with a little bit of warm water before they use it, just because they've been in that habit of there could be bugs or stuff. I don't know. They don't trust it. Yes, you're losing some of the tea because it's rinsing off in the water the potency of it, but they rinse it off and they probably use 2 bags instead of 1 bag, and that's what they're doing. People are corporations, yes, they're killing us slowly, but sometimes, a lot of times, people are overworked, and a lot of companies are understaffed, and things are being pushed through, and shortcuts are being made. Some people aren't trained properly, and there's always a turnover of employees, and these new employees don't even really know what they're doing. Yes, thanks for coming, Natcha Nikisha. And this is what's happening. People spend. I know I buy organic strawberries because them strawberries have too much. Yes, exactly. I buy organic strawberries and blueberries from Costco, and I use them for my smoothies. I rely on them heavily because I don't grow enough strawberries to have that supply. I like Fabuloso as well. I use it this week to mop my floor when I was making my seat. I clean the floor, get the seat station set up. I use Fabuloso. But I gotta have to go back to get a little bit of Dettol and put that in there. Now the Fabuloso is not dangerous, but it's just there's something that should have been in there to keep it from getting bacteria when it was sitting on the shelf. So if you want to put a little bleach in your stuff when you use it, guys, a little Dettol, some people swear by cleaning with vinegar. The old ways have never been recalled. I haven't heard no recall on vinegar ever. So keep that in mind when you're cleaning your house, that the products may have something potentially wrong with it. Be careful. You're not rinsing your chia seeds. I'm rinsing mine from now on because you're gonna soak them in the milk and make your pudding or whatever you're doing. Are you gonna put them in a smoothie? I'm rinsing it off. I'm rinsing it off. I put it in a strainer and put the strainer and rinse it off a little bit, and then I'll put it in my smoothie because you're grinding it anyways. That's something, and I can wash flax seeds. I don't buy the meal anymore. I buy the seeds. I'm going to be rinsing it off because I'm not going to get no sickness for nobody. It says organic on the package and you don't know what the heck it is in it. I pay for organic chicken feed, but you don't know. But I don't think it's the organic that's the problem. I think it's the handling. And that's what I keep saying. It doesn't matter if it says organic or inorganic. If it's being handled in a factory by people who are nasty, that don't practice hand hygiene, are not wearing gloves, the machinery is not being cleaned and disinfected. It's being used to sort through multiple types of products and food products. Like if people are allergic to nuts and peanuts and they have nut allergies, that's why they have nut-free facilities. Because if it's not cleaned properly, you'll be buying something that's not nuts, but there's nut residue on it. And people can go into anaphylactic, get a peanut allergy. You don't know. Herb and vitamins recalls after M took over the health kit. Mm-hmm. So Brampton's not rinsing her chia seeds. I'm rinsing mine. Um, and just keep in mind, if you have people in your home that are immunocompromised, elders and young children, and you're concerned, just consider it because you don't want to make them sick, especially if they already have issues. And most children's digestion is not what it used to be. I already mentioned before that has been directly linked to autism, the lack of microbiome in the stomach. It's affecting people. Your stomach is your second brain, and people don't understand the importance and the power of the microbiome. And the kids nowadays don't have it. They're doing an international study, and the study is years and years old. Never mind the new information that's come out. That's been proven. Most of us, our microbiome is not up to standard, and that's why people are getting sick. And then antibiotics will solve the problem, but that also kills your microbiome. And most people don't take the time after being on antibiotics to rebuild it. So you're literally, the antibiotics may have worked, but your body is losing its ability to heal itself because you have no microbiome. And the antibiotics, after a certain time, if you keep having to take it, is going to stop working. That's why some women, when you take antibiotics, sometimes you'll end up with a yeast infection and you're wondering why. Because it's killing the good stuff and the bad stuff is taking over. So you need to do certain things and eat certain foods if you're on antibiotics to prevent you from getting a yeast infection. Because it happened to somebody I know, and they went back to the doctor, who's a man, and told off the doctor because the doctor should have told her that because who wants a yeast infection? And he's like, oh, well, yeah, it does. Yeah, you should have told me that. Then I would have been eating garlic or whatever I need to eat heavily to compensate for the antibiotics killing the good bacteria. Anyways, let me keep going. Um, yeah, if you have space, grow some food, guys. Grow some food. And some people are even paying for garden space. I'm thankful that I don't have to pay for no garden space. I can just go out in my veranda and my backyard and grow food. Blessings to you, unicorn lady. But just be mindful. Some of the products that we're buying that are organic have gone through some hands. Yep, gone through some hands and some machinery that may be contaminating it. So you need to do what's best for you. Um, do what's best for you, but just be mindful. Some people have stomachs of like, rock hard, solid, like nothing upsets their stomach, nothing bothers them. People like you, that's fine, but there are people who get sick easily, and you need to be mindful and just let people know, let them make their own decisions. Blessings, Erica, and let them make their own decisions. Just like how we wash our meats. Let's not go there, Rambo. Some people don't wash their meat. That's a whole argument. I wash my meat, the meat that I eat, and the meat on my body. Ha ha ha. Wash your meat. Um, Again, it's not because you have to wash the hands that have touched your food nowadays versus back in the day. Back to the video of people them bragging about not hand washing is completely different. There's a lot more hands touching our food when you go to the store. Never mind the people in the store that have touched your food and the staff and the other customers who are touching it. From harvest to getting it to the store, there are several more hands that have touched your food. Look up how sausage is made. If we eat sausage, we can eat. You got that right. Hot dogs. I used to love me a hot dog. Sometimes I do like a hot dog even nowadays. I just have a craving for a big old, you know, Frankfurter hot dog with all the onions and trimmings like downtown. When you go to the hot dog stand. Oh, take care, she said. I think you're popping out. Okay, so I dropped the link, guys. If anyone wants to come up and just talk for a moment, that's fine. I'll drop it again. I'm behind in the chat. I'm just trying to catch up. Give me a second to catch up. But thank you all for popping through. I appreciate it. Uh, raw peas. Yeah, raw peas are hard. So let me see here. Um, it's all a business. They will never tell us the side effects of any medications because the cookie cream have to sell too. It's a partnership. Yes, it's a partnership. Medical doctors are not trained in nutrition at all. That's definitely true. There are some doctors who are licensed in naturopathic and traditional doctors. They're few and far between. Those are good to go to, but you need to find a naturopath and you need to find everything and kind of take all that information and see what's going to work best for you. They don't believe in nutrition. We have to understand the English language. Doctors practice medicine. Practice. They're not experts. They're not perfect. It's a practice. Practice makes perfect. We're nowhere near, we will never be anywhere near perfect. It's a practice. It's a guessing game. It's hypothesizing based on their personal experiences and those in the medical literature and documents and other training. Once they get trained, I don't think they really go back for further training, and they don't study the science of food. Some of the new ones maybe, but in general, no. My doctor that I had that has now she's now retired. She talked about food to me because of her culture and her race. She would mention certain things, and she did not like to prescribe. She would say, "You know what? Just eat more flax, do this, do that, and come back in 30 days. If it's still a problem, then she will look into medication." But she didn't just run and say, "Oh, medication. Oh, take it." She didn't do that. I went there a couple times. I have a cold, I have a flu. She looked at me. She checked my vitals. She goes, "Nope. Can I get some antibiotics?" She goes, "Nope. Go home and fight it off naturally." My doctor told, I would want to punch her in her face, mind you. She goes, "Fight it off naturally. You don't have a sinus infection. You don't have anything concerning. Fight it off naturally." She believed in that. She goes, "Your body will be stronger and be able to fight other flus in the future if you let it fight off naturally." The one time she wanted to give me a flu shot, we and her had an argument. And then I had it once. And then from that, I said, never again. It made me so sick. Um, Sprayed pesticides affected organic garden. Yes. Yes, it does. And even though I don't use certain things, I'm not swearing to be nothing because other people around me are spraying. It's in the air, it's coming down in the rain. You just do the best that you can and try the best that you can. Oh, yeah. You just snuck in there, Tree Rogan. Good to see you. He put you on Soylent. I saw the trailer for Soylent Green. I can't get the movie. The one clip that I saw says click somewhere else to see them. I said, no, I'm not clicking nowhere. And then you see Charlton. It's people. It's people. Soylent Green is people. Anyways, yeah. And the premise of the movie was it was 2022 in Manhattan, New York City. It doesn't seem that far off, guys. We don't have Soylent Green. It's called something else. It's called Beyond and Impossibles, but it's the same kind of stuff. For all you know, could be adding in a bit of a bit of leg and a pound of thigh here and there. So back to wrapping it all up. So food recalls. Check your local list. I think the FDA has a list for recalls. If you shop at Costco like me, check for the recalls to make sure that you don't have anything in your freezer or anything like, chia seeds that, may have been recalled. If you're not concerned, that's fine. Just letting you know. Also, figure out ways to maybe sanitize the food that you have, because even if you return it, there could be other times where you have products in your home that have not been recalled because it's voluntary. They did not tell anybody about it and they could be contaminated. So just try to find a way of keeping your food that you ingest, washing it, rinsing it. I don't know if you could put it, I don't know how else to deal with it, but just do some research on that. I will be doing it as well to figure it out. Bush tea. That's right. I was thinking about that last night because I'm going to get some more herbs going outside. I definitely like to go out and just pick some rosemary, some lemon balm, some thyme, and make a tea. Put some ginger in there and make some tea. Um, that's very lemon. I need some lemongrass. And Psalms 196. I think you had asked for, was it catnip you wanted? Can you let me know? I can't remember. I think you had asked for somebody for catnip, and I think I saw it, but then I forgot, and then I remembered again. So I think it was you. Let me know because I think I can go back and get it if you want. If it was catnip or was it cat something, something with cat. I can't remember. There's two bushes that have cat in it. Not catnip. Maybe cat something. Let me know, please. Because when I'm out running my errands today, I can pop by. I need to get some more seeds. Okay. Well, yeah, he's Jamaican, D Macro. He's Jamaican. He live in the UK, but he's Yardi. Bush tea. What's bush tea? Just bush. Every kind of bush. You mix up in a one pot and boil it up and add a little brown sugar. My uncle drinks it black. Okay, catnip. Okay. I'll look for it today because I remembered and I forgot, but I think I saw it definitely at a place. Now, those of you who are gardeners, new to gardening, stock up on your seeds. There's a lot of sales going on for you. Uh, Renaissance mentioned Menard. I think Mike's Chaotic bought the entire store out in his area, so don't go into his state because he bought the entire store out with both. He bought about 500 seeds. His wife bought them for him. That shows you that he's growing these food because his wife's like, oh, here, have some more seeds. Take whatever you want. She says, so don't go there. Stock up on seeds. Again, join the library program with a seed swap. So I joined my library. I'm swapping seeds. I got 6 seeds. I will be planting some more flowers this year and herbs to attract pollinators and to dry and use for tea. Yep, she bought every seed. Mike's wife bought the whole store. Um, and just stock up and start to plant them and collect your own seeds. This is how you're going to protect the diversity of your local area. You can't just keep the seeds in packs. You need to plant some of the stuff and harvest the seeds so that you have things that have been climatized to your climate, your soil, like all the different things. I'm not a scientist that go into it. It's going to be more durable for your particular area. You're going to have better results for your area. Oh, you have catnip unicorn. Okay. So I don't know. Um, Psalms, you can probably email Unicorn Lady, check her profile page, and see if you can get the catnip. But I want to buy a pack anyways. I think it's good for other things. So let me know. But you can't have too many seeds. So it doesn't matter. Get some from her. I'm gonna get the store-bought ones. Maybe she has the ones that she harvested herself. That might be even better. Um, but yeah, stock up on seeds. Hey Darren, I see you there. Are you still on your cruise? Are you still on your cruise? I'll be watching. Yeah, and just get what you need and really join the program. And I'm recommending the library just because I did not know this. I haven't seen this guy in years. I haven't seen this guy. I know his sister and him went to high school together. I seen him around the way here and there. Um, he's younger. He's like several grades under me, but you're in the same neighborhood. You say, hey, hail him up. And he's growing his own food. We've never talked about gardening. I haven't seen him in years, mind you. We talked about music. I used to see him at the clubs. I used to go, to the dance hall, and you see him at the clubs with him and his sister. Just chilling and vibing. We haven't talked in years, but to see a full circle that a lot of us are growing food, are taking this thing seriously. I wouldn't have known that had I not gone to the library for that seminar. And now there's a network of people that I'm meeting. I'm going to be joining the community garden, not really joining, but I'm going to be donating seeds to them as well. Anybody who wants to trade seeds with me from them and just build a community. That's what I've been lacking, a broader community. So I'm going to be working on getting more connections with people. As I said, farmers, people who, fish, getting more connections locally and building that. Um, oh, Renaissance has another announcement. So Menards has another sale now, but not as good as the 10-cent one. The cheapest are 95 cents. Well, if you guys missed the 10-cent sale, check out this sale and stock up on some seeds, especially your herbs. There's some herbs that I've never had. I had to restart some seeds for my herb garden. Having a hard time germinating the cilantro, but I bought tarragon first time. It's germinated. Summer savory and all these herbs that I hear about. I buy them dry. I never grew them. Lashes says check out Walmart. Yeah, check out the sales. Don't wait till the end of the season when all the crap is left and people don't want. Oh, hey G Mama. Actually, I have a question for you since you're here. Thank you for. Let me just catch up on the chat. Sorry guys. I just stocked up on Girl Scout cookies. You're going to plant them later? Funny enough, I have a video that I didn't release cuz I was recording and the audio. I recorded it and then I put music on it and I didn't save the original video. So the music is so loud that you can't hear what I'm saying. Somebody planted a cookie in my garden and it was probably a squirrel. planted an Oreo cookie. I guess he's going to come back for it later. I was literally, you know, seeing a damage my leeks and damage my mustard greens to dig up an Oreo cookie. So, yeah. Um Sidebar. Okay, yeah, check out Unicorn's about page, and then yeah, you get the seeds from there. But I'm gonna buy some as well. I'll send you some as well, just because maybe it'll give you different diversity. So, G Mama, somebody I know has a rabbit, and my coworker. So I talked to her yesterday, and I asked her to save her rabbit pellets, chocolate drops. I guess I'll call them chocolate drops for me to use in my garden. Now she did mention that she goes, "Oh, well, it's not just like, the pellets, the droppings, it's the bedding." She said the bedding is like a natural a paper bedding. Do you put that in your garden? I'm thinking yes. If it's paper bedding, I asked if she uses wood chips. She goes, "No, she uses the paper bedding, like shredded paper, or I don't know, like it's like almost like cotton balls kind of looking, thing." Let me know if that's okay to put in my garden, because I'm gonna actually get her to collect them from now till May and just dump them in my raised beds, in my other stuff. Once it gets high enough, I'm gonna put some topsoil on top and grow in that. So let me know, because I know you have a bunny and you probably have bedding. Um, my husband is in the background shaking his head and saying, "Good Lord, women need seeds." Because Brampton has a lot of seeds. Brampton has a lot of flowers. She starts a lot of seeds. I don't have that commitment. I don't have, because she does it with the blocks. I think you have those little blocks. I use peat pellets and whatever, because I ain't up pot nothing. Just got off the boat. I'm back. Okay. Oh, you're crying in the real world. I haven't been to the library in a while. Yep, check out the library. I don't know if G Mama's behind in the live. Sometimes people are behind. I'm not sure. Let me catch up. Give me a second here. Most of my herbs bolt so fast, I don't need to worry about buying this. Okay, exactly, because you have the seeds. Exactly. Keep your seeds. My fennel, oh my goodness. And fennel, you can use the seeds as a seasoning, or you can plant, like, there's so much versatility. Coriander, same, cilantro, same thing. The seeds can be used and you can plant them. So there's a lot of variety in herbs. My sage still hasn't germinated. I dropped more seed. I don't know. I haven't planted no sage yet, because I heard the sage would be attracting to the aphids that I had in my house. So now that the outbreak is done, I'm gonna try some other herbs. I do have sage. My cilantro has not germinated. I'm gonna try putting, uh, the coconut coir on top of the hydroponic pod and spray it. Maybe it needs to be more in a fake soil setting. My thyme hasn't done nothing, 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 nothing. And it's okay. We're learning some lessons, because we can't always rely on planting outdoors or planting in soil. So, maybe I think Gene is planting in soil though. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try maybe a soil mix, like the coconut coir, the peat, and the vermiculite. I'm gonna try that and just mix it up. We have to be able to pivot quickly, because something's going on. I don't know if it's just too wet, it's too moist. I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting good results in everything either. Awesome. I'll very much appreciate some seeds, because I'm trying to track cats to keep the squirrels and crows away, and also for my baby to enjoy watching them. Okay, that's good. I never grew catnip. My neighbor did, because they had cats. We did need to, but now probably I need to do that. Michael's is still, hold on, running the sale for those seed saving containers. I actually might, I'm not gonna get there in time for tomorrow. Then I want to get some. I think they have a sale here. Um, and I said I'm trying to make things look pretty and nice and organized. So I'm gonna be spending some money. Hold on a second here. Question: I know that grass seed has a shelf life of 2 to 3 years. Does the fruit and vegetable seeds have a shelf life? They say it has a shelf life. Yes, most of our seeds, for me, 5 years and they're still germinating. because some of the seeds that I'm germinating are the old seeds. And then I still mix up a few of the new pack of seeds and I germinate them as well to keep the next generation going. Some people have had seeds, if stored properly, can last 25 years. So it depends on how you store them. They do say a recommended shelf life, I guess, to guarantee germination when you're purchasing them from these companies. But people have had seeds a lot longer than that. So just keep them in a cool, dry place and don't let them get wet, and they should be fine. Some of my seeds that I've harvested myself have not been stored properly, even though I dried them. So I had to put my okra seeds, which didn't germinate, I think they're hybrid, in a paper envelope. There are some things that I find for me I cannot store in plastic bags. My zucchini went moldy, my okra went moldy. I had to shake them and sprinkle them with cinnamon, and I dried them out properly and they still got moldy. So maybe I still have seeds in my table for 6 months. So they better be dry, dry, dry. And now I'm going to bag them up. But seeds that you buy from the store, they can last a long time. They recommend, 3 to 5 years. I've had seeds longer than that. My dad's had seeds longer than that. I keep my lettuce seeds. I think I've had them for about 6 years now. And I planted them last season. They germinated no problem. Um, and I harvest my seeds. I don't harvest seeds every year, as I mentioned before. If I don't know if you heard that, I harvest them every other year because I have so many seeds that I don't need to harvest every year. I am harvesting this year to donate those seeds to the library program. But lettuce, I can harvest every second year. It's so easy to get lettuce seeds. Fennel, same thing. Beets are biennial anyway, so you can only get the seed the second season. So this is my first year that I had beets in the garage. They're still doing good. I'm going to see if they seed, and this will be the first time I'm getting seeds. Um, Give me a second here. You don't want to use paper that has color. Yeah, plain white paper I use. Or I use like those sandwich bags, the brown paper bags, because I think white paper has been bleached. So I use like the brown unbleached stuff. I also use unbleached coffee filters and that kind of thing. I don't use the bleach stuff. Okay, so G Mama heard me. Okay, she said, yep, rabbits eat the bedding, so it's already. Oh, okay. So another thing. See, if you don't have a rabbit, find somebody who has a rabbit and ask them to get their manure. And I'm gonna pick it up every week for the next 2 months, maybe even longer, and dump it in my beds. And the papers, hopefully it's a good quality paper. Okay, and anybody else that I missed, I do apologize. I think I saw everybody. So hello, but hello to everybody in general. My backyard is covered in rabbit food, but Dexter's doing his business to try to eat it all before I can decompose. Oh, okay. He eats it. So yeah, I got rabbit. I got rabbit pellets donated from my friend because she lives in an apartment. She lives in a condo. I go, do you put it in your garden? She goes, I don't have a garden. I go, yeah, but don't you have like house plants or stuff? She's like, no, I don't do any of that. I'm like, okay, can I pick up your rabbit droppings, please? She's probably like, oh, she's like, okay, okay, girl, just call me when it's ready. Thanks, much appreciated. Click. I took a long time for my cilantro, but it's okay. Did you cover your cilantro in the AeroPod, Miss G Mama? Because mine's just in the pod and I can see the seed. I think I'm gonna cover it with some of the coconut coir because maybe it needs to be covered. I don't know. Okay, I'm winding it up, guys. I'm winding it up. I said wait for a moment. Okay, she's saying hello. She's saying hello. It started sewing again. Last week they said it was no. That happened to me last season. I took out my plants and I was getting excited and it snowed heavily in April, had a freeze. I took out all the plants out my garage that didn't make it. I cleaned out the pot. I put them out so that they can get the rainwater and be saturated with rainwater. I took some snow and put them on the pots to melt. because I want it saturated with rainwater, so that when I plant in there, I have that natural water. And I'm gonna actually get some bins today, well, this week, and get my rain catchment system set up. Hey, Jason, I see you there. Good to see you. Your time is timing. Let me see here. The time is taking a long time. Yeah, mine is still not germinated. I don't know. Thank God I have time outside that stays. It's been here for 5 years, and it even in the wintertime when there's no leaves on it, if you take the sticks will give flavor to your food. Um. Oh, sorry. I think I pressed the wrong button today and put ads in the middle. It's my problem. Sorry. Sorry. That was my mistake. I think I clicked on the wrong button. That was the first time I did that. I'm like, what does this do? Click. So I think you guys are getting ads in the middle of my live. I thought that would happen when you're replaying the live, not when you're actually in the live. So my apologies. I won't click that button next time. That was my bad. Sorry. So anybody who got ads, that was that was my mistake. Oh, there was an interview with the pimp. I missed that. Let me go watch that. I have to get back to the pimp too. I'm supposed to get back to her. My Lord have mercy. I've been very slack. I'm coming around, guys. I'm coming around. Um, I'll check that out. I didn't get notified of the pimp's video. If you really, really struggle with sprouting certain herbs, like for me, I cannot get culantro. You know what? Brampton, do you have culantro? That's what I'm looking for. Where'd you buy it from? Please tell me. Not cilantro. Yeah, culantro. It's a cousin. That's what I'm looking for. It's a very healing herb, good for juicing. Please tell me where you got it from. The seeds, that is, because I'm gonna try. Even if it doesn't work, I'm gonna try. You must be behind. Okay. I'm looking for culantro seeds. I do want to try just in case. Um Yep, you're right there, Tree Rogi. They grew seeds from pyramids that were 2,000 years old. I think they found even a species from Israel or somewhere from the Middle East that was thousands of years old. This tree that was extinct, and the seeds were still viable because they were stored in some kind of proper way and in a dry. Yep, seeds can last for a long time. I'm catching up, guys. I'm catching up, but I'm winding it down because I go too long sometimes. I don't want to keep your time up. Onion seeds don't store long, 1 to 2 years, but my pak choi is like 2008. I don't keep onion seeds. My onion seeds, I usually just dump them back into the soil. I didn't do that for the last 2 years, and my onion patch has gone down and it's too small. I don't like it. And my chive, same thing. I usually keep them enough to attract the pollinators, and then I cut the heads off and throw them out. This year, I will keep them and donate them to the library, but I'm going to dump the seeds around my patch because I did not let them reseed themselves, and now I'm paying the price. I had a huge patch. Good morning, Miss Ellen Pankey. I see you there. You can use fresh aloe or honey as a natural rooting hormone for cuttings. I've heard of that. I've never tried it. Maybe I need to do that for my cuttings. Has anyone seen Butter Crunch? I haven't found any in my. I got my Butter Crunch from the dollar store, Psalms. Last year, though. I don't know if I checked this year. But the big box stores definitely have some because I saw it there over here, even though we're not in the same country. But I saw them in the big box stores, but I didn't buy any because I have enough. Butter Crunch is one of my favorites, so I definitely always have that on hand. Burpee Bib and Grand Rapids. I'm now growing romaine for the first time. I'm not a fan of buying it, but I am. It looks very pretty, and the Paris Island. But yeah, Butter Crunch is I've seen it, so I don't know if you tried the big box stores. I think I'm caught up, guys. Again, type hashtag urban throughout the chat. to drop your link if you guys don't know. And you can check the weather. If you type in weather, your city and state or city and province, it will tell you the weather if you're curious. Um, but I definitely saw butter crunch lettuce. You cover this. Okay, I'm gonna cover my cilantro because I've tried 2 times. That's how I ended up going with the tarragon. I have a lot of cilantro seedlings. I don't know what's going on, but it's good that we're doing the herb garden challenge because we can kind of bounce ideas off each other and see who's doing it in soil, who's doing it in coconut choir, who's doing it in hydroponics, who using their own seeds, who's using the arrow gardens, like all the different variables to see what's working and why. Um, check out the videos today for the herb garden challenge. People are uploading the videos today. Mine will not be up till tonight. I'm going to work on it when I leave the lab. I'm going to go get some stuff. I'm going to go edit the video because that takes me a lot of time and then get it up. I will be getting the other WIG video up. I'm behind, but I'm still going to get them up so you guys can see the process and learn from what I messed up with. I'm pretty much that's it for me. Unless someone has something to say, let me just get up with the chat. Get your seeds, share some seeds. And did you answer my question, Brampton? Where'd you get your culantro seeds? Yeah, sorry guys, I pressed. I won't do that again. But get the ads, jeez, and add the ads. Oh, probably like 5 cents, right? Okay, they were short. Thank you. Okay, I think they're smart enough to know that. Okay, you're in a live. Don't give me no big long ads. Like it. Okay, I saw some ads a few minutes ago. But if they're giving you extra pay, okay, no problem. I'll try it again and see if it's, putting the ads in the live. I thought that if people came in late, I don't know what I thought. Anyways, obviously, if you come in late, it's going to play you an ad irregardless before you get into the live. But when you're in the live, I didn't think it would stop, but it's okay. I will, I'll pick and choose when I do that. Because the ads do help, guys. It does help. And as you can see, I'm trying to put some upgrades into the system. Good tip. Yeah. Okay. Use filtered water for plants, cooking, and hygiene to avoid forever chemicals. That's true, but I think there's still forever chemicals in. Well, it depends what you mean by filtering. Because if I'm buying bottled water, the big jugs, there's still chemicals because it's in a plastic jug. But I think you're still going to have forever chemicals. But you can do your best to try to mitigate that as much as possible. But there's still going to be. But I have a filter on my shower head. I do have a filter now, mostly for the chlorine, and my skin is now doing a lot better. There's still some eczema on it. There's still some severe dry patches on my knuckles. And I think it's possibly the soap that because everything's antibacterial. I'm going to switch to something more gentle because I cream my hands often, but you wouldn't know it by my videos because my hands be ashy in my videos. It's just, the eczema, the products that I'm using sometimes. I'm using very good heavy cream. I'm not using no cheap stuff, but the products are just affecting my skin so badly. That's why. So don't come for me with my dry skin in my videos. It is what it is. But the eczema has cleared up. Give me a second here. The seeds don't sprout for cilantro. A lot of us tried from my gardener and it was a big fail. So just buy it at the store fresh and root it. Okay, thank you. So you're okay. So you're propagating it. Okay, thank you. I'll do that. Because I do want to have some in the house. Give me a second here. So I need to harvest onion seeds this season. Yeah, I usually harvest onions go to seeds so easily that I harvest them every season. But the last 2 seasons I just cut the heads off and threw them out because I think wasps like scallion head, the green onion seed heads. I had a lot of wasps. Not a lot, but I had some wasps. They love it. And I left them alone. And I did notice that this year I did have more balance in my last year in my garden. Oh, thank you. Someone gave me a super chat, super sticker. Thanks, Big Roots. I didn't even know you were here. You had it in the bushes. Thank you, brother. because they eat other. I know we're talking about this on, I don't know whose live it was, but I think it was Erica's live. Yeah, because she was like, I hate wasps. Wasps do have a purpose. They're annoying. When you're barbecuing some chicken and whatever, they're all around you. You're having juice, and then you're having a barbecue. They're just wasps everywhere. They're annoying. But I've left them alone, and they leave me alone. And they do attack other bugs. And I didn't have as much of an outbreak. I had some, but not as much because they were doing their job. The grasshoppers were doing their job. I've seen frogs in my garden as well from time to time. Leave it alone. It does what it does. I used to have a lot of mosquitoes in my backyard. I did chop down all the excess growth, the excess trees, all the shadiness. I did knock it down to make it more open. I did plant more lavender and thyme and certain herbs that detract mosquitoes, but these natural predators also helped. And the big help was the bats. I do have bats. I made the mistake of going to the top of my garden and at night, and these things were flying. I'm like, that's not a bird. I don't ever think I've ever seen birds at this time of night. Like the sun was setting, and I'm seeing this thing flying. I'm like, that's not a bird. And then it was coming at me because it was like doing that click click thing, the echolocation, and it could sense that something is there. But I guess it realized, oh, this person's too big. This object's too big, and it went back up. But I have bats. I don't know where they live, but they're there. And when I have a lot of mosquitoes, they just take care of them. And I didn't have to spray. I was looking into a fogger at one point to spray the property because there were so many mosquitoes. It was literally unbearable. No spray or nothing was working. And it made it very difficult to work in the garden. I haven't had that problem. There's a few here and there, but not as much. Yeah, I saw your message. It's cool. Yeah, the cilantro. I'm gonna buy some and propagate it. Dollar Tree has butter. Yes, Dollar Tree has butter crunch. I don't know because Psalms is in Chicago. I don't know if this her area may be out, but check the Dollar Trees because I always get butter crunch and I buy like 2 packs at a time. That's why I'm not really so concerned about harvesting all my lettuce all the time because lettuce is so easy. Yeah, give me a second here. Okay, and my stomach is starting to bother me because I had something in my coffee that maybe I shouldn't have put in there. Man, get to a certain age and everything starts bothering you. You got to eat at certain times of day. If you eat too early, you eat too late, it's like a whole problem. I put culantro in peat pots in my Arrow Garden Light. Oh, so you planted culantro? Okay, so I guess you know the difference. It's not cilantro, but culantro. That's a very good herb. I heard it's a very powerful herb, clean the blood, and it's more powerful than cilantro. So I am looking for it. No luck. Wow. Yeah, several others said the same. I guess we don't have the climate to make it really worth our while. I don't know how he grew it because he's in Ohio. Ohio. No, he's in Michigan. Sorry, he's in Michigan. Oh, you can't upload for a while. Oh no. I know. I had to dump some of the stuff off my phone, put it on a drive, the Google Drive. Then I had to move it from the Google Drive to my external hard drive, clear off my phone. I had to clear off the Google Drive because it was getting too full as well. So, yeah, I had to invest in a external hard drive because there's no way I can get the content out. I have no space to hold it. Both Bean Juice and I only have one plant each from the herb challenge, but they barely hanging on. You know what, Sam? I saw your video. Was it the herbs you're talking? I think you're talking about a few of the plants, the herbs and some other plants, because you have it in hydroponics. But I don't know if your hydroponics is set up properly because you have it in the bucket, but the water and the roots are exposed to light, and that is not good for the roots or the water because you're going to get a lot of algae. And they say algae doesn't bother the plants, but for me, it caused a problem. So I had to rinse off the roots. So I think you're going to have to get a lid for your container, get holes, and put the plant in the hole so that the roots are in a dark colored container and they're not exposed to light and the water is not exposed to light. And you probably are going to need to get uh, um a uh, what do you call it? Aquarium pump. Because the one that I had to get a pump and now the plants are doing better. I do have some problems with some germination on that unit. Like my my lettuces are germinating, my radish germinated, no problem. The arugula is doing good there. Some are savory. Fennel germinated, but there's some things that didn't. You're gonna need to get a pump because from what I saw in the video, they're in the water, but it's not, there's no airflow, there's no blocking from the light, and there's not enough water. I don't know what's happening. I think you just have to just keep the plants, rinse off all the roots with peroxide. That's what Mike told me, and get a different container with a lid and drill some holes or cut some holes. Check out Mike's Chaotic. He did another video recently where he cut them with the holes with scissors or X-Acto knife, and then he put I don't think he even put a net cup. I think he just put the pod, the peat in there and let it go into there. So I think that's probably the problem. I think you'll have better success. Hey, teacher P, I see there. Good morning. I think you'll have better success if you kind of revamp the setup because I was getting frustrated as well too. And that unit I was upset. I paid money and it's not performing. I am getting better performance in that unit. Now that I have an air pump, the air stones, and the water is different and I put, I blocked all the light that can get into that container because the one that had light going into it, a lot of algae, and sometimes it's just like the sliminess of the water. Ugh. Okay, I'm trying to catch up. I think glycomed. What did I miss? Glycomed works. Oh, dry hands. Yeah, I haven't bought that in a while. That's a green one, right? I haven't bought that in a while. Somebody gave me. I have a one from some health store. What I've been doing lately is I've been putting a special cream on my knuckles because that's where it's dry. My knuckles are very dry. It's literally like it's not dry. It's like eczema. It's not just regular dryness. So I had to put like Vaseline on my knuckles or I put Cetaphil and that really helped on my knuckles. And I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm wearing gloves when I'm doing certain things. Like even people sleep with gloves on. They grease up their hands and their feet and they put socks and gloves on so that in the morning it can really sink into my skin. I'm probably gonna get those gloves that you sleep with at nighttime and help. Give me a second here. So Psalms is propagating mint from the store too because mine didn't sprout. I wonder if we can do the same. Chives? Well, I know you can sprout green onions, and green onions and chives are like cousins. So yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. You can make a vinaigrette with the onion blossoms. I'm gonna trust me. There's a lot of things that I'm wasting off of my crops, like even the lavender blossoms. I heard you can make a nice fermented something with the lavender. I have a lavender tree here, and it doesn't last. That's what I don't like about my lavender. It lasts for like 3 weeks, if at best. It smells beautiful, and then it's gone. Okay, Renaissance Grandma is going to send her butter crunch lettuce. Okay, you can't find it. Yeah, maybe you're out of stock in your area. But butter crunch and like when it comes to the dollar store, butter crunch, romaine, Paris Island, burpee bib. No, not burpee bib, is a lie. I get the Grand Rapids, the leaf lettuce. That's always at the dollar store. And for me, propagating, I haven't had luck with propagating rosemary or certain things that people propagate. I haven't had any luck. But I will try the honey trick that was mentioned. I haven't tried it. I will try it. Oh, you can divide them. Okay, so he's saying you cannot propagate chives, but you can divide them. Yeah, my chives come back. Brampton and I are in the same zone. My chives and my scallions come back every year. They come back before anything else. I will go out and see my onions, my chives, my hostas, dandelions, and certain things out before anything else. And I will cut them down maybe May or June, whatever, and they'll grow back again. I'll get 2 harvests for the season. I dehydrated mine last year and I'm putting them in stews and stuff. You can powder them and put as a powder for dry seasoning. Trust me, onions are they'll come back every year. Okay, I've been winding down for a while, but you guys keep talking. So I heard about that this week on Erica's channel. Someone talked about guana, bat droppings. I'm sure it's good for your garden. I'm sure it's fantastic. I'm sure it works. I'm not negating it because the guy swears by it that was there. I am not spending my hard-earned money on any more doo-doo of any animal. Unless I'm buying like, sheep or cow manure from the store. I don't think that the cost for me is worth it. I'm going to get rabbit droppings for free from a friend. I'm going to have chicken droppings of my own very soon. And that will have to obviously compost. But I'm not going to spend extra. Like, I don't know what you're growing. That may be the first thing. If you're growing something that really needs that extra, yes. But from what I saw, it's not really cost effective for me. So if some of you guys are concerned, have no, like, you can buy whatever, by all means, try it. If you're concerned more about a budget, I don't think you need bat droppings. I think rabbit droppings, chicken droppings, leaves, old wood, grass clippings, all of that is more than enough. And I will be trying alfalfa pellets this season. That's also very I'm gonna hold on, clear my throat. That's all. Alfalfa pellets are, and growing alfalfa is also very powerful for your soil. Put back nutrients into it. You can feed your chickens with it. I'm going to use the pellets because I'm using it for chicken feed and to also grind up in the pots. Also, comfrey. Some of you, all you really need is some good old comfrey. You don't need, so don't, just in case people are here, you don't have to buy all this stuff. I'm sure it works. I'm sure it does well, but you don't need to buy it. I ain't spending no money on that. I'm spending money this year on infrastructure, but I will give you my feedback on how it works with the rabbit droppings versus the chicken droppings. Well, the chicken I can't use this year because it's not going to compost in time versus alfalfa pellets. And, I thought birds, hold on, I thought birds flew at night. Oh no, those are bats, honey. And then when they get close, there's no face, like there's no eyes, there's no face. I'm like, oh my god! And I had to duck, I had to run down. I hear click 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 because it's doing that. I'm like, my god, I didn't know we had so much nature in my neighborhood until you start going out and growing food and out there and observing. You want to see pretty birds? I haven't seen a blue jay in years. I've seen a blue jay about 3 times last summer and the summer before. Yellow finches, red cardinals, all kind of. I'm actually learning the names. Robin redbreast. I also have a lot of what do you call it? Chickadees. All these birds, a lot of them are here. And even hummingbirds, because my neighbor has a liquid. Well, the old neighbor had a liquid thing at the parents' house, a liquid syrup thing, and I didn't even know we had hummingbirds. But we do. We do. The mosquitoes used to be really bad 10 years ago, but the last several years, yeah, it got better here as a result of the wasps and the bats for me. I think the herbs that I planted kind of helped, but the real impact was those bats. Those bats can eat hundreds of mosquitoes in one night. And now that I have things more open, and I don't have standing water lying around, and if I do have a barrel of water for rain catchment, I do. Well, some people, when I said it before, were like, ugh. This is what I do. You can do whatever you want. I do what I saw. I looked it up online years ago, and this is what I did. This is what I do, and it's worked. On top of our rain barrels at my parents' house, mainly because I don't have any here, we did one of two things. We put a little squeeze of Dawn dish soap in the barrel, and it leaves a layer of film on top of the water so that the eggs can't really hatch. You're smothering them. And I've also put a little, either a teaspoon or a tablespoon of cooking oil, whether the cheap stuff. I'm not going to use my good stuff, like corn oil or vegetable oil. And again, it leaves a film on top of the water, and the eggs cannot hatch because you smothered them. We haven't had any issues with having rain barrels and having mosquitoes. Now, if you don't want to do, and Dawn dish soap, they do have a natural one that you can use. You don't have to use the blue one or whatever. They have a more, I think Palmolive has a natural one as well. The point is, you can use Castile soap, you can use whatever, but dish soap will leave a film on top of the water, and that will prevent the eggs from doing anything. Also, you can use mosquito bits, the dunks or the bits, and you can sprinkle however much. Read the instructions, put it in your rain barrel, and that bacteria, which is natural, it's a natural bacteria found in nature. I don't see anything wrong with it. I've looked it up. I don't see anything dangerous with it. And that will keep the mosquitoes from breeding in your water, and you can water your plants with that as well. And that will also, that same mosquito water, sorry, not mosquito, that same mosquito bits water also kills the larva of gnats and maybe other bugs. I don't know, but for sure gnats, because that's what I'm using in my house to water the plants now. I don't see any more gnats, so I'm just going to keep watering once a week with the mosquito bit water. I'd make it dissolve in the water and make a tea, and I'm watering my plants with that once a week, my indoor plants, and they're fine. The only thing I'm having a problem with is all the spraying for the gnats and the neem and all the stuff I had to spray. My leaf of life is struggling. So hopefully it'll come back, and I'm going to get someone to try to get me some more of that, because that's also a healing herb, good for respiratory. You got whiskey in your coffee? um okay, I'm just going. Okay, I think. Okay, what did G Mama say? I used guana for a while, then I got Oreo. And is guana expensive? Because I never bought it, but I found the price to be a bit much, and the amount wasn't that much. So you tell me, G Mama, because I know you can grow without it. You don't need, you can grow without it. I think you can get other cheaper ways to grow food, and things that can also be used for more than one thing. Like the alfalfa can be used as a plant. You can use it as an herb. You can feed your livestock with it. You can use it for fertilizer. There's so many things to use alfalfa for. But to be honest, I think I would use comfrey over bat droppings. Comfrey has a lot of uses, medicinal uses. You can make comfrey tea to water your plants. It's very good. Comfrey is very good. Um, whoops, I'm hitting the mic. Yeah, her rabbit's name is Oreo. In case you didn't know, her rabbit's name is Oreo. Oreo cookie, I guess. Yeah, I have a field. Yeah, same with me. I don't have any houses behind me, Brampton. Um, and I have a lot more mosquitoes, a lot more birds. I think there's actually a nut tree behind me. I don't know what kind of nut, but I know I see the squirrels eating something, and they leave all the debris of it on in my yard. And it's some kind of nut. Not a walnut, or it's not a walnut, and it's not a because I know a lady who used to have a nut tree. I used to always go pick up is it hazelnuts she used to have? It's a nut with a pretty big shell. Anyways, I digress. But there's a nut tree that was dying back there, and then it came back to life, and I saw it's a nut tree. I've seen it before, but I can't remember what type of nut. But those, when I looked up last night, the trees for nut trees, they are not cheap. Not cheap. And I'm going to figure out how to get up there, because it's way behind, not on my property, and cut a piece or something. Okay, so she's taking the plants out of her units, put them in a bucket temporarily. Okay. To soak everything in hydrogen peroxide while I wash down the units. Okay. Sorry, I thought that was how you had it. Um. Okay, somebody messed. Okay. Um. Okay. I see what you're saying. And what are you putting? I guess, yeah, the peroxide helps. I that saved my plant. washing the roots with peroxide. And I think it helps oxygenate stuff. None of my Grand Rapids lettuce germinated. What? Okay. My lavender. I. You know what? Did I cut back my lavender? I haven't. I haven't done a good job of pruning nothing, and my lavender is taking over. But the other side, I had my garden in a mirror image, and one side has blossom, and the other side has stuff has died. So I'm gonna have to replant a lot of my lavender, a lot of my scallions, my chives. I'm gonna have to replant a few things. Okay, so I'm gonna have to prune. Uh, oh, they're expensive. Okay, it is expensive. Yeah, don't listen. I don't care what people say. The do, yeah, the do of do. You don't have to buy no guabana, whatever, guana. Um, don't waste your money on that. Go get a couple of comfrey plants. Go get a go get some alfalfa. Go get whatever. Go get some leaves and you know, do that. You'll get just as good results, if not better, and it's more sustainable. It's no impact on your budget. Alpha, I'd have a rabbit colony. um, yeah, exactly. I can do that. I was just gonna crumble it up in my hand and then put them in the pots when I'm planting stuff. G mama, put the alfalfa pellets, crumble them in the. But I will use it as a compost tea when I'm actually watering, and I'm using it as mixing it with my chicken feed. That's why I bought alfalfa. I'm figuring I can get that's like 3 things for the price of one. And alfalfa pellets are cheap, cheap, cheap. Let me see. Oh Lord. We get rabbits, raccoon. Yep, I got a raccoon. I seen a rabbit, yes. Not in a while though. Skunks, I haven't no, skunks better not come here. Chipmunks. You know what? I haven't seen chipmunks. I've only seen squirrels. I've seen chipmunks at the zoo though. I went to the zoo last year. Squirrel, all kinds of birds, hawks. Yep, I saw a hawk or a falcon or something, like soaring in the sky. And one time I saw mice, like dead mice on the in the backyard. I was horrified. I asked someone to come and get them for me and shove and throw them out. When I came back, they were gone. So I guess a bird or something just put them down there and to come back later, and they came back later. Because there is a lot of mice because of the field at the back, the open land. There's a lot of mice. Oh, you got beavers. Okay, you got a lot of nature. I think I had a chicken hawk or a fowl or something I've seen before, and they hunt mice, so I was quite happy with that. But I'm not gonna let my birds free range. Epsom salt can be used to help leaves as a foliar. I've never done that, but I have used Epsom salt this year to for the hydroponics to add magnesium. I will try some of these things. I'll try some of these things. I'll see what I'm gonna try because I have to be able to maintain that and maintain the indoor hydroponics, which is going to continue and help with my parents' like. There's so much things that I'm doing that's why there's certain things I don't even try because I just don't have time to invest. So I have the neem oil, I have the BT for the caterpillars, I have peroxide now, and I have insecticidal soap, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna dilute it some more because I found that was too strong for indoors, and that seems to work, and that seems to be it's natural. Anything else, I'm gonna just take my time because what I'm doing now is working for me. I am getting lots of food. I'm not getting a lot of attacks. I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I am gonna. I will look at that because salt is so cheap. Nate the Great, good to see you. Growing up the box, I didn't see, but someone said hi to you. Hey Nate the Great, growing up the box. Oh, I see you there. Good morning to you. So that's what I'm working on. I've been winding down for like an hour. Like this is I'm turning into. Oh, I did not pay for the bat. At my North Carolina said my helper. Okay. That okay. If you're getting it free, that's good. But somebody mentioned it. I was in a live this week. I don't know if you were there too, Miss Ellen. And he swears by it. And I'm sure it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that. You're trying to make things more affordable. and you can do the same thing without having to pay for it. So I'll let you know about the rabbit droppings. I'm sure they'll be fine. And the paper. I have a couple of beds that have not been planted in before. I'm going to fill them with the rabbit droppings and take it from there. I'm going to plant. Yeah, me too. Bronte, I'm going to plant some seeds now. That's why I only go live once a week, because by the time you have things to do and then you have to be watching other people's, it's very hectic. Okay. Do. Okay, so I got to the bottom. I think we're good. Um, and again, keep up with everybody who's going live. The Planter HGC 2023. The next update is today, the 25th. So people are going to be dropping videos today. Check out GT Junior Goes in Alaska. He has a survey out for, I guess, voting for the WIG 2022. So check out, he has about 5 polls. So go there and vote. The chat, I think, is on tonight. It would be, I guess it would be the OCDish, the everyday life of an OCDish chick's turn. No. It's the last Friday, Saturday. So no, I don't think they're on today. No, 1, 2, 3. No, I don't think they're on today. But if they are, it's going to be Nikki's turn. Because last week it was hands. Yeah, so this week will be Nikki's turn if they're on. If not, it's next week. And that's 7 p.m. Saturdays, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, yeah, no show tonight. So they're not on tonight. This is their week off. This week was the anniversary for the Wind Down Wednesday. So check out the live if you want to watch the replay. Who else? Check out Tori's Brain and Monday's Neckbone News. Friday is Friday Night Fire. You can type hashtag Urban to drop your link. And yeah, notifications. This platform does not notify you. I remember I was last night, and several nights I've been in people's live. Like I was in Gina's live last night, watching the live, and the notification came in half an hour when I was already in the live, been in the live. Then it came in that she's live. So you have to kind of know people's schedule. Otherwise, well, it doesn't even matter. Do the best that you can. We can't always be there for everybody. Just do the best that you can to support. It's hard to be a content creator and everyone's their own content and we're all supporting each other. So it's very important just to put out the content and to attract people who are not content creators, who are just like to watch YouTube and find value in your videos. I know we're talking yesterday on Africans and members only. It's can be frustrating because people, oh, you're not supporting. There's no way to support everybody all the time. You'll see me come around your channel and I'll binge watch a couple of videos, a couple of shorts. Sometimes I watch shorts every day because it's so quick, and comment. I'll put a thumbs up. I've been there and I'm gone. And you won't see me again on your channel for a couple of weeks. There's very few people that I can keep up with daily. There's very few people that I'm regular with. It's very difficult. Plus you have Instagram and all these different things. So I know it can get frustrating. People are getting, you can't rely on other content creators to be your main supporters. You have to be just putting out good content. As I said yesterday, don't worry about that. Just put out content that you can be proud of, that you're proud to put out there, and other people will see it. People in other countries, other time zones, people who speak other languages. Yeah. Some channels I watch their lives, but not their videos. Exactly. And some people I watch their videos and not their lives, or vice versa. And what we have to understand is, like, you guys are here in my live now. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But most of the time, people don't go back and rewatch a live. If you miss somebody's live, I'm not going to go sit down and watch an hour long, or for me, 2 hour long video. So some people do because they support your channel and they like your content. But for the majority, no. So you have to be putting out videos to attract those people who do not want to sit down and watch a 2 hour video. That's I watch their videos, but not their lives. It's just and some people you watch both the videos and their lives because you just really enjoy their content. So don't get frustrated. This is just my opinion, so take it or leave it. Just put out good content. And I'm finding that I'm getting some traction with other countries. Some people watch your videos to learn the English language. They're watching your video to learn how to pronounce words. They're not watching it because they're really a gardener per se. Some people watch it because you are unboxing certain products that they want to purchase or they've seen and they want to see if you have any feedback. Right now, I'm getting a lot of traction because I'm doing a lot of hydroponics videos and unboxings, and people are like, "Oh, okay, I haven't seen that brand mentioned in their search before," and I'm getting a lot of people, you know, people who like those videos. So don't worry about that. Oh, Renaissance Grandma's okay, good. So Renaissance Grandma's filling in tonight at 7 o'clock, so we can watch her. Yeah, Central Time. So Central, that's 8 o'clock my time, I believe. Okay. I'll see you there if I remember. I might be late, but I'll see you there. Good morning, good eats. So don't get upset, guys. Just do your best. Get the content out there. There's other people. There's 8 billion people in the world. We can't worry about our community, the gardening community, and oh, you didn't watch my video. Or you listen. We all got to cook food, clean a house. Some of us got to go to work. Some of you aren't. So not all of us are retired. So we got to take care of elderly parents. Some people got children. We got things going on. You have hobbies. You want to travel. You want to, enjoy other things. We can't always be available to watch the content. And sometimes you're just so busy. Sometimes you don't want to watch YouTube. Sometimes you want to just be unplugged from the matrix. Sometimes you're here editing videos. I was watching some people's lives and I had to just turn them down because I'm trying to edit the video and hear my audio and I can't do both. So sometimes it's like you're playing it, but you're not even hearing it. You got to turn down low. You're not watching it. Nothing, no disrespect. It's just that it's kind of hard to create content and put out there and you're spending all this time watching. You got to spend time editing. So just, don't get upset. Keep putting out the content there. Now, that being, hey, good morning, Jova. I see you there. That being said, if you are a content creator, this is for you. There's a lot of people in the community who have interesting videos. They got good editing, they got good background. They do a lot of nice stuff and make the video interesting. And you need to take some tips and observations from people, especially people who've come up recently and you're like, okay, why are they blowing up? Look at what they're doing. Take some tips and try to apply it to what you're doing. Make your videos more interesting. Make sure that the quality is clear. If you're showing us something in the video and it's the video is blurry, it's grainy, if it's not well lit and you can't see, like, I'm just saying the obvious. If it doesn't look pretty and visually appealing, I don't know why you expect somebody else to watch it if you haven't put forth the quality that people may be accustomed to. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying there's so much content out there to watch, and you see other people's content, and you're like, okay, there's a certain minimum standard that people want to watch. For instance, most videos, the quality, like the clarity of the video is 720 and higher. There's 1080. I see they have 4K now on YT, but I see people putting out videos that are 360 to, like, I don't know what phone you're using or what old camera you're using, or maybe your settings are not set right, but I don't want to watch a video that's less than 720p. The clarity is just not there. It's like watching a video from the 80s, a VHS tape, and it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just giving you feedback. And because I'm so particular, I put that feedback onto myself. I'm not just putting it onto you. I'm putting it onto myself. People want to see clearly what you're looking at. Nobody has a TV that's showing you grainy footage. They're showing you clear. Their TVs are 4K now. Then they put up your video on their TV, their 4K TV, and your video is grainy. Nobody wants to watch that, but no one's going to tell you because they're your friend and they want to encourage you. So they're not going to tell you. So some of us have to kind of step back and look at the videos that we're putting out there. Are they clear enough? Is the I'm saying pixelation, whatever you call that thing, is it clear enough? If it's not, maybe you need to make some adjustments. Is the audio, talked about this before, can they hear? If I had to put my video on my phone on full volume just to barely hear you, After a few times, I'm going to get irritated and I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to stop watching. That's what's going to happen. A lot of you guys do not have good audio. Maybe I have a loud mouth so I can kind of project myself. So even though I don't have a mic on my phone, you guys can hear me when I'm doing my videos because I can project my voice. Some of you cannot. Maybe you need to invest, because if I can't hear you, if I'm driving in my car and I'm doing errands and I'm playing your video and I can't hear you over just being in the car and the ambient noise, I'm not going to select your videos to play when I'm out and about because I'm not going to hear anything anyways. I'm not. And I'm not going to play it just to give you a view. Just like, I don't love anybody that much to play their video just to play it and I can't hear it and I can't see because I'm driving. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not wasting my data and my Wi-Fi for that. So again, no disrespect to anybody. I'm not calling out no names, so you can't throw nothing at me. But if the shoe fits, you need to wear it. No, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. And if the shoe fits, you need to wear the shoe. So don't get upset and say, "Oh, no one's supporting me. No one's supporting me. No one." Maybe your videos are not appealing. And you don't have to show your face in your videos. You don't have to show your face. A lot of people I watch, I don't even know what they look like. I don't even know if it's really them. It could be their voice, it could be their somebody else, and they're saying it's them. I don't know. It's not about showing your face. It's about making sure that we can see what you're talking about and I can hear what you're saying. Some people have nice intros, some people don't. Some people don't have, I don't know, just make it interesting and put some personality into it. Don't keep saying, "Oh, people aren't supporting me and you didn't watch my video." Listen here, cuz somebody did that with me already. How come you're not watching my video? Don't ask me a question unless you want the answer. I'm not one of those people. Don't ask me a question or don't say a comment unless you really want the answer, because you're not going to like it and you can't get mad at me because you asked it and you said something. Why am I not watching? Okay, we're all busy people. But if I'm not coming to your channel and watching, maybe I don't personally find it interesting. And maybe you don't have a personality. Maybe you need to get more of a personality for me to get to know what you're about for me to watch your video. None of us need to know about Nikki OCD's chick's personality. We can see her personality in her videos. She brings you into her world. We all know about Rambo the squirrel. If you don't know about Rambo, like, she brings you into her world and a storyline and makes it interesting. I'm picking on her because she's there. I know she won't get. And you know what I'm saying? So don't get upset and look at what people are producing, look at what people are doing, and try to emulate what they're doing. Last time we learned about an intro and Canva and thumbnails, and a lot of people right away improved. Even me, get some thumbnails together, get some, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do a new one every time, but just make it visually appealing. Maybe get a quick intro, find a free app and do a quick intro so that, a 30-second intro to tie in, and then you start your video and make it appealing. Some people don't speak English, so you have to try to be clearer. For me, I'm prone in my videos. I always say even my lives In the videos, I cut out all my ums. So you don't really see or hear that in my videos. But I know I do it and I try to stop, but I can't stop. But I'm not keeping all the ums in my video. I clip them out. Nobody wants to sit there um uh I do that all the time. But I clip them out so that it's a streamlined video. Try to keep your videos to, if your video is 20 minutes and it really should be 10, then cut out all the other stuff out the video. Some people they want a 20-minute video to get more ads in the video, but their video is not interesting enough to be 20 minutes. So try to be hard on yourself, clip out all the nonsense, take out all that stuff. Exactly. Too much wind. Oh, that too. You're out there. Oh, I don't know. And I hear the wind blowing. I hear the bus honking. I hear somebody, and I can't hear what you're talking about. And a lot of people are very sensitive. So I'm not going to, unless you ask me, I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm not telling you nothing unless you ask me directly for feedback. But I'm giving, a general feedback. Make sure you fix some of these things because it's not. Why would somebody want to take time out of their busy day to watch foolishness? Nobody wants to do that. Even going live. Some people go live and do silent streams. And I agree with Miss V. It's a lazy way. That's a lazy live. You want to get the watch hours by just showing bubbles and fish across the screen for 1 and 2 hours and to help you get your watch hours. Why would I waste my time? I could just play a video on YouTube that does bubbles to help me sleep or sound effects of the ocean. Why would I want to watch like this is foolishness. I don't silent streams. Some people go live and have nothing to talk about. I don't know. Find something. And yes, I hate long intros too. Make it a short intro or make it when you have chapters where you can just skip the intro because you know it's the same. If you watch a person every time, you know their intro in and out. You can clip skip and go right to the video. Make some of these changes yourself. Don't wait for someone to look at your analytics. Look at the age of people you're attracting. Look at the time of day they're watching. You have to do some work if you want to, grow. Don't just say, "Oh, you're not supporting me. You're not supporting me." If your stuff is if your stuff is interesting, people are going to watch it and they're going to come back. But you have to be willing to put some of your personality into your content. And if you're only showing, your hands and your voice, you can at least show some of your personality, make it interesting. Let people kind of get to know you and see what you're about. Let people interested in doesn't have to be long videos, but make it interesting. It's not easy being on social media, but you're opening up yourself to criticism and to people maybe who are bullies. But in terms of just the content alone, make it as interesting as possible. Make it as interesting as possible. What kind of piano? We can call it a Steinway. It's a Steinway. So just, work on that. There's a lot of people in this live right now who have excellent content. I'm always, when they have an upload or it tells me, I'm right there watching it because their content is interesting. Yep, I can hear you in your videos. I haven't had a problem hearing you, Good Eats. Not that I Nope. You're not yelling. Whatever you're doing is enough. And if those of you who have editing software, you can raise your volume after. Some people aren't raising their volume. There are some people I can't watch their videos. And I'm not being rude. If once gardening season starts and I'm actually outside gardening, you need to be loud enough for me to put you on speakerphone and I can keep working and I can hear you. And most people who watch my videos, they have said they can hear me and they can put me on speakerphone. And I even have a Wi-Fi speaker. I have a Wi-Fi speaker and I put you guys on full volume and I can't hear you because you guys are either soft spoken or I don't know what it is. But if I have to go through all that, I'm not going to put forth the effort to play your videos. I can't. I find it irritating. And I know other people find it irritating too. Make sure people can hear you because most of us in the gardening community are playing you while we're doing gardening or we're working or dropping seeds or we're weeding or we're doing I'm going to be in the chicken coop soon. I don't mind playing your videos and listening, but if I can't hear you, I'll give you 1 and 2 tries. After the third try, I'm not playing you anymore. I just can't, and I've mentioned it before. I'm just mentioning it again, so that would help many of you to try to put those changes in. And 3-minute intro. I guess they put a lot of money into their intro, so they want you to watch it every time. But yeah, you can make chapters so people can actually skip the intro. They may watch it the first couple of times, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. I use a regular light and I just shine it. Right now I have a dollar store light shining on me that you can see in my glasses. It's a dollar store light that was a ring light for $3. I didn't spend no big money. I have a mic that cost me less than $50, but it works good enough that you can hear me on my lives and I'm not yelling. Please, please, please. Um a bubble. Okay, don't. Like let's try to be helpful, and we're all here to support each other. But you need to make your stuff interesting. Especially, you have to assume that people do not like gardening and are not growing anything. How can you make your content interesting to somebody who hasn't grown before, who hasn't had a garden before, and they're coming to figure out how to plant a particular plant or grow a particular crop? How can you retain and maintain their attention and bring them back again? I think a lot of us are so used to other gardeners watching our video that we're not putting forth some of the effort. Not all of us, I'm talking about some of us. Or we're so in a routine that we're getting kind of stagnant. Put forth the effort, because you want to attract people who are not in the gardening community and people who are not content creators. Those are the people that you need to attract to your channel so that you can get the support. You can't expect other content creators to be the main supporters. That's all hey, Belt Loop, I see you there. That's all I'm trying to say. And there's a lot of people I see making some improvements and some things. I see it, and I'm going to be copying some of those things. Like, again, I see Belt Loop. He has different little commercials. So when somebody joins a membership, he has a little commercial for that. If super chat, super sticker, you have a little commercial, you have an intro, you have an outlook, all these little things make the show, because we're doing a show, interesting. You need to you know consider that. That's all I'm saying. And take the good from other people and try to emulate that and add that to your content. Hey, Diva in the Dirt, and just make it a little better. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm a very blunt, straight up person, and I don't just push it on other people. I put it on my own self. I watch my content and I don't like that. No, I didn't. That didn't go good. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. My family watches my content and they're very blunt. And they're like, nah, I didn't like that. Why is your hand so ashy? You can't cream your hand? They tell me. I'm like, yeah, I know it's ashy. No, don't do that again. Put on some gloves. Why are you wearing that sweatshirt that has all the rips in the sleeve? You don't, oh, yeah, yeah. Nah, man, stop wearing them. If you're going to do a video, put on your uniform. So now I have to have a uniform when I'm recording with proper sleeves just in case the sleeve catching the camera. They're like, no, 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 no. They tell me. They tell me. And if people love and care about you, can't tell you the truth, and you take it and receive it in love so you can improve, who are you going to go to? If you're going to listen to people who are telling you lies and say, oh, that's fantastic, that's good, keep it, they're lying to you. They don't want you to succeed. Your family, your close friends are going to tell you the truth. And even if they're telling you the truth, oh, it looks good, how can you make it better? Mike does not show his face at all. And he has a personality. I feel like I know him, even though I don't even know if he's even real. And Mike has a little intro and a little outro. It's not too long. It's interesting. When you hear it, it's his channel. You find your own thing that goes with your personality, makes you unique. I'm not saying be like anybody else, but you need to find something, because some people, you don't have no personality and you're getting upset that people aren't watching your content. Yeah, it's a Wonder Boom speaker from Costco. I think it was like $30. It's very powerful. I play that in the garden. And if I have my phone on full volume and I can't hear you guys, please. I'm not going to say things to anybody individually. I'm saying a blanket feedback that I've noticed. And if you can't figure out that it applies to you, I can't help you. People need to hear what you're saying. People are driving in their cars. Broke Farmer is driving in his car right now. I don't know how high his volume is on his phone, but I hope it's not on full volume. I hope he can hear me clearly on half the volume, because that means it's loud enough and he can hear what we're talking about, and he doesn't have to be straining to hear me. People are out and about doing their errands. They may have their headphones in. They shouldn't have to put their phone on the absolute loudest to hear you. And if you need to be told this again and again, I'm not going to say it again. If it applies to you, you're not going to see me really watching your videos. That's the long and short of it. I can't be putting myself in a frustrating, hey, drunken chef, good to see you. I can't put myself in a frustrating situation time and time again just because I like you. You need to start putting the content out there that's appealing. Oh, the smoke detector. Oh my god, I hate that. Oh my god, Brampton. It's like, can you change the battery, please? That's another point. That I forgot about that. People, you hear this chirping in their video. That means your smoke detector or whatever monoxide joint, you need to change your battery. Get on the damn ladder and change your battery because that chirping is getting on everybody's nerves. Chirp, chirp, chirp. If you don't have a place that you can record, this is a fake background. You guys see this same background people's videos. It's free with StreamYard. You can get your own background if you want. You can get, you don't have to have, your place all shown. But people are very critical and they can be very mean. So if you have a very cluttery space, maybe it's in your best interest not to show it. Put up a virtual background, put up a backdrop, you can put a nice piece of fabric or a banner so that it's behind you and you don't have to have your whole place in view and up for criticism. Make sure the volume is consistent too, not low and then loud. Exactly. And you can get apps to kind of modify your volume if you have it. Free apps too. Hey, Martika. So that's my feedback for today. Again, I've gone on for the full 2 hours, even though I said I wasn't going to. Take the feedback and really put forth the effort on your quality of your videos and try to improve as much as you can. If you're going to use a mic when you're recording, um test it out first. I had a mic I put on my cell phone and I paused and then kept doing clips and the mic kept chipping in and out. I think when you use a mic, you have to just do one long recording and then just cut out the excess. But every time I started, the mic did not pick up and it was a whole hot mess. So I don't want you to do a video and then you find out that all the audio is messed up. Test it out first, import it into the computer and see if the volume is still there. Um, I may need a separate mic. I can't hear myself sometimes because my hands are so. Oh, and some people do voiceovers. They do a video and they talk and do a voiceover. Whatever works for you, you find what works best for your schedule, your life, whatever you have to do. But you need to have your audio very clear. People need to hear what you're saying. Otherwise, you're not going to get return visits from people. Yeah, exactly. I can project my voice, so I don't have that issue. I'm talking pretty soft now because I have the mic to do the projection for me, which helps save my voice in the long run. But just be aware that and then YouTube has a podcast feature, so some people might be doing podcasts going forward, and people need to hear what you're saying. That's the whole point. There are some people whose exactly the volume fluctuates in the video and literally it's fine. All of a sudden it's so loud that I'm like, oh my God, you're scrambling to turn it down because you're disturbing other people. You know, just be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. If you are recording and it's windy, because we're going to be outside as of now till like September, we're going to be outside gardening. If there's a lot of wind, you may have to do voiceovers. You may have to get like, I don't know what you're going to have to do, but if people can't hear you, I don't think they're going to always be nice enough to come back. They're not going to tell you. They're just going to stop coming back. And yeah, I have my hands are ashy, ashy gang. I'm going to be wearing gloves sometimes because even not even that. Some of the products that I'm using and the things I'm handling for the garden are probably not good for my skin. Um, it's not good for my skin. And yeah, your kids are adult. Hold on. Yeah, they'll tell you. The kids will tell you that sucks, man. That sucks. They'll tell you. So get people's feedback. Even if they're not into that genre, I asked somebody about something and they're not into gardening, they're not into this genre, but their feedback is still valuable. They need to see what you're talking about. Sometimes you need to put the camera right on it and zoom in. My D Macro, she helps me edit my video sometimes, and I'll show something and she shows me how to like zoom into it with the app or with the software so that you guys can actually see it. So if you're watching on your TV or a laptop, You're actually seeing it because she's showed me how to, like, get into it so you guys can see it. That makes the experience a lot better for you guys. Some of us are showing videos and we can't see the objects, and there's so much other clutter around that it's distracting you from seeing the plant or whatever you're showing somebody. There's too many things in the background. That's more for indoor recording. Like if you're in your house and I can see, it's too much. I already mentioned before, there's some people who do cooking videos. I don't watch them. Not because it's not a good recipe. I don't want to see a cluttery kitchen and see you making food and I'm watching your video and all I'm seeing is, man, I need to wipe that countertop. I need to throw it, like I'm actually cleaning your kitchen in my mind and throwing out stuff and not really watching your video. I said, you know what? This is a waste of my time. So I stopped watching videos. There's a lot of people, even I saw Drunken Chef come in here. His daughter did a video cooking some, I think it was a burger. Wonderful. He understands the importance when you're recording a food video that it's not cluttery. The kitchen is clean, it's bright, it's airy. You want to go in and sit in that kitchen. You want to eat what he's serving or his daughter's serving. You know, the people who I find that are doing good quality, I can mention them because it's a compliment. I don't want to see your video of in the kitchen doing food and it's a dark, dreary video. The lighting's not there. I'm seeing 50 million bottles and cans and jars and 50 million appliances. I don't want to see that. Hey, David Corey, I don't want to see all that. So that's why I don't come back. But I'm not going to be rude and say your kitchen is a hot mess. Go clean it. I'm not going to say it. But don't think that people aren't thinking that. That's what all I'm saying. I would never be so, there's some rudeness in this community, people telling people what to do and insulting their space and their, I would never do that, but people are thinking it. So you need to take a look at your video or what you're going to see in the camera shot. And if you're going to see too many stuff, move it out the way and only show a certain frame so that you're not worrying about people seeing all the extra stuff, because nobody wants to see that. You're putting it on the internet for 8 billion people to see. And you don't need to have them seeing that you have a hot mess of a kitchen. You want to give people, in some respects, not all, the illusion, the fantasy of this perfectly clean kitchen that never ever gets dirty in life, that you don't have 5 children in the background who are, you want to give them the illusion for a moment, and that they're cooking and they can smell the food, they can hear the pan crackling, and give them that illusion. And then when you're finished and you finish recording, you can put all your accoutrements back and all your junk back if that's what you want to do. But you need to give them the illusion. Okay, so Unicorn can hear me just fine. So you may find that some of the videos that you guys are putting out, you may want to try different things. If you're only doing gardening, that may work for you and you may be blossoming with just gardening. But if you're not, maybe you need to try a few other things. Maybe you need to show them the process of you planting those plants, not just the final product. Maybe they want to see what went wrong, not all the good stuff. Maybe you're only showing the good and you're not being realistic. Maybe people want to see hydroponics. I don't know about hydroponics. I'm brand new, but I'm showing what I'm doing. And somebody's enjoying the content and finding it entertaining. Maybe you need to show your personality. Maybe you need to show more of your garden. I don't know, but you need to figure that out and try to see which videos are doing well, which are not, and to figure out why. And try some new things and see if they land. And if it doesn't land, but you like doing it, then keep doing it. It's your channel. If you want to show how to knit a sweater, go right ahead. That's the whole point. Give people the illusion. You're not lying. I am at home. I'm just not showing you the actual home. And it does make it easier for people who are recording indoors. The pressure, like I'm a neat freak. I like things to be perfect. And then it's not perfect, I get anxiety. So I don't have to worry about having everything perfect if I have a virtual background or a banner behind me. I don't have to worry about that. If I am going to record in the kitchen, I make sure everything is as perfect as possible, because I don't want to have a messy kitchen showing on the internet to have people say, "Oh my God, this is disgusting." Like, it stands to reason. If your kitchen is a hot mess, I don't want to eat. That's even in real life. People know I'm scornful. I'm very scornful. If I don't see, the place is clean, I don't want to eat from you. So why would you put a video on the internet of you cooking and your kitchen is disgusting? I don't want to see that. And nobody else does either. But they're not going to tell you because they have manners. They're polite. They're not going to tell you. They're going to just stop coming. So this is just your garden. I don't think your garden has to be neat. Mine certainly isn't. But don't get it twisted. There's things out there that I don't like because I'm very particular. I do like things neat and tidy. And again, a compliment. That's why, for me, growing out the box, that man's garden is neat and tidy and structured and organized. Other people too, not just him, but one of the top people on the list for a neat and tidy garden is growing out the box. And nobody can argue that point. I don't think anybody here could say that that's not true. His garden, you want to go there. You don't see garbage and bins and chukka chukka. You don't see piles of stuff all over the place. You don't see, like me, I have skids because I'm trying to block the rock. You don't see all that stuff all over the place. And I'm not criticizing anybody. And sometimes you have projects that are in process and that you have some mess. But if your garden is consistently messy and cluttery, I don't think people are going to. That's why I didn't like gardening. And I realized when I was older why I didn't like, because my parents, everything was just here, there, everywhere, plopped down. The twine was blue and white, not green. Everything was just, all his stakes were these pieces of sticks from trees. It was never a neat, nice, it was just like a mishmash, a hodgepodge. I'm like, oh my God. Then when I started gardening myself, I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Because I'm such a neat freak that I actually want some of that in my outdoor space. So I'm just saying, some people, if they don't want to come to your video, let them leave. Do what you want to do and do what you're comfortable with. But it may be advantageous to you to make your garden a little neater. And some of this does not apply to any of you. Your gardens are pretty much neat. Things are where they're supposed to be. But there are some people who just have a hot mess of a garden. And out of respect, I would never say anything to them, but it's very cluttery. And I wouldn't want to be there in person. So I'm certainly not going to be there virtually either. That's just what I'm saying. And if you know your garden's a hot mess, keep your shots more narrow. Don't show a broad view. And if there's things in your garden, if you need to take a break from YouTube and take 3 weeks off to get your stuff, then do that. And everything that's there should have a purpose and a job. If it's just there taking up space, chuck it, because it's cluttering your life and it's cluttering the growth of your channel, because people don't want to go into your reality always. They want to go into a bit of a fantasy. They want to start gardening and they want to see, what is he doing? What is she doing? Man, I want that greenhouse too. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, look at all the... They want to see what is appeasing and appealing to them. And if you're showing them your hot mess of a reality and you're wondering why they're not coming back, what do you expect? Well, I really, some of these stuff is common sense, but I guess I'm here to tell people what's going on. People aren't coming back because they don't want to see that. There are people in third world countries, because I'm getting a lot of more of those people watching my videos, and they're in different conditions. And when they watch us, they kind of want to see something more fantasy or like something nicer that they can aspire to. And when you see some people's videos in North America, I'm like, you in North America and your stuff looks like that? It's not appealing. It's not. So yeah, take a break, get your affairs in order. I'm getting my garage in order because I know it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good to me. So I don't need no one to tell me that. I'm gonna fix it and get my things in order, and then I'll show, how it's gonna look. I don't like my grow station. That's why I got a new shelf. I don't like the way it looked. It was an eyesore. I'm going to, and that's hardly on my videos. I have it a few clips, but you haven't seen the hot mess until I posted it on Instagram. And it's like, it works. It did its job, but it doesn't look very pleasant in my opinion, in my home. So I'm going to make it look pretty. Um oh, so 90% of his subscribers are female. So yes, I am very aware of who is watching and why I try to keep. Yeah, but I think you're naturally just a neat and tidy guy because I can tell that's not you're not putting that on. It's too much work to put that on. You are actually neat and tidy, and it is appreciated because I do enjoy seeing a neat and tidy garden, and a lot of you are neat and tidy. So it's not just that you're not, but he specifically is just like top notch. Also, some of our gardens are so food driven. I know, even though for me, not me as much, but my garden is very food driven. And there are people who like flowers and want to see more flowers. Then there's some of us who are very flower driven and not like, so just to find a better balance of, I have a lot of perennial plants in my garden that are always there. And I think you've seen them in my lives, but in my actual pre recorded videos of my garden, no. So I'm going to work on showing some more flowers in my garden when I'm doing the pre recorded videos. I'm going to plant some more herbs, stuff to attract the pollinators and show some more variety. Some people like flowers, some people like veg, some people like livestock. If you have a bit of each of those things, that will attract more people. I know for me personally, I'm getting into chicken, so I don't know anything about chicken. So I've been watching anybody who had any kind of chicken video, to the point that I regret watching the videos because I've learned about mycoplasma and all the streptococcus and all the different diseases and things that can kill the bird. I'm like, oh my god, why did I watch these videos? And put that in. And some of you guys are afraid. Maybe you're afraid. I'm not saying you are. Maybe you're afraid to really launch out because you feel uncomfortable, because maybe you're a bit shy, or you don't think that people want to see what you have, or maybe in your personal life people have put you down or said stuff, because we've all been there. And it's a scary feeling. But take the plunge and go out there and show what you have. Oh, Spoon and Sunshine. She's got a lot of good stuff. She and her husband are very versatile. I know for a fact I watched your videos with you shooting in your land in a tree. You and your husband were target practicing. I know you have chickens now. I don't know who else knows that. You're building a coop. There's things that are happening that you're doing that are interesting. It's just in the way, I don't know. I haven't seen anything new from you this lately, Spoon and Sunshine. I'm not sure if I missed it, but I have to, circle back. I know you're on the gram, so I am seeing you there. But you have a lot of variety. You have firearms, gardening, and you're doing livestock. And it's you and your husband. So you have two personalities right there. So there's a lot of things that you guys have to offer. Just, step back, revamp. What am I doing? And even if you're doing everything perfect, maybe you have to just wait your turn. Maybe it's just the algorithms working against you. You know, it could be that, because right now I'm at a standstill. I haven't grown. I grew 3 numbers in the last month. It's just that something's just whatever. I said, okay, I'm just going to keep going, and let the videos kind of get out there eventually. And this, don't get upset. Yeah. And yep, I don't have enough flour. I'm going to mix it up. Get some flowers and some food. Nikki's got a good thing going over there. And she got a lot of humor and sarcasm, and in her videos. She shows you going out with her girls to dinner, birthday, she shows you a bit of her. She shares her children. I went back to her old videos because I was watching her playlists when she was asking for watch hours. So, and that's the thing. Most of us don't go back to people's old videos until they ask you to run their playlist. I knew about her dogs. I knew about her children. I saw some other stuff in her older videos of like a vlog and shopping. You're not stuck to just gardening if you're in the gardening community. Hey, GT, to take a risk, try it. And as I said, if you like it and no one else likes it, screw everybody else. It's your channel. If you want to show macrame, you show your macrame. Just make it as interesting as possible, and someone's going to pick it up. Somewhere in the world, there's somebody doing macrame right now, and they want to see you doing your macrame. That's all you got to do. And it's difficult to edit the videos. Trust and believe. I'm having a hard time keeping up. I have videos from 2022 that's just coming out, going to be coming out. But guess what? The video is still relevant. The video is still interesting. I don't have to get everything out the same time it's recorded. If it's months later, it's still fine. It can still help somebody. That's it. So, no offense, no disrespect to nobody. I'm auditing myself as well, and I cut my videos up as well, and I go and say, nope, I don't like this, I don't like that, and I go back and try to make it better, and I get feedback from people. Some people may be afraid to get the feedback, so I'm just saying it generally. If it doesn't apply to you, ignore it. If it applies, try to make some additions. There's a lot of people who do shorts, and they get a lot of traction from shorts. A 1-minute video with some free music from the app can get you a lot of views. It doesn't get you subscribers always, but I've gotten a lot of views from some of my shorts. So I'm going to be trying to get more shorts out there, especially during the gardening season. You can do a quick short, show a plant, say a little blurb, and put some music behind it, put a little title. 5 minutes, it's out there on Instagram and on YouTube. That may be a way to get more exposure. So maybe you're not using the platform to its full potential, and that may be limiting why people aren't supporting. And I say, I'm talking about the 8 billion people. If you're not using the right hashtags on your video, or you're not using any hashtags at all, when people are searching for stuff, they're not finding, what you're doing. If you're doing a video and it has livestock in it, put some more hashtags, chicken, backyard chickens, urban chicken, like just do more hashtags plus your general gardening hashtags to try to attract different searches to your video so that your video is on the list of what is there. And just be true to yourself. That's all you can do. We're not here to be fake and be anything that we're not. Be true to yourself and authentic to yourself. But there's a way that you can use technology and editing and music and, shots to make your video more appealing. When you are speaking, make sure people can hear you and understand you. Because we all know if we can't hear you, I said it again, I said it one more time, if I can't hear you, I don't care how much I love your videos. If I can't hear what you're saying, I'm not going to watch it. And there's also, I see some people doing videos with no sound. It's just them showing stuff. It's just a beautiful, beautiful visual presentation. And it's usually about, 3 to 6 minutes. Those are actually also very interesting. There's people in other countries who don't speak English, but they'll kind of show you step by step, or they'll show you a quick 5-minute update. Try doing some of those. If I enjoy watching them and many of you enjoy watching them, maybe that would be a good style of video for you to do. No talking, just a quick, showing an update at a fast speed, showing the behind the scenes. I don't know. And ask your kids, ask your grown kids. They'll tell you how to make it more hip and exciting. I did notice that I was getting more younger viewers, but now I'm back to a lot of not older, my age and up, mid-range and up, are a bulk of my viewers. But I did notice that my viewers are more 50-50. It's more women, but it's like, 56 women and the rest is men. So that's actually good. I got a good balance of men and women. So that means my content is appealing to both, which is good. Now I need to work on getting more age groups interested in my content. And not all people who like gardening are older. There's some younger people who like it too. But maybe my content isn't hitting their algorithm. Maybe the graphics aren't appealing to them. It's not interesting enough. Maybe I need to do more shorts because they want to do a 1 minute because they don't have a long attention span. I'm going to have to start working on those things to figure out how to get more different age groups watching my content. And that may be helping with the Instagram and the TikTok. More shorts, and put the same short on all three platforms and let it go out there and attract people to the YouTube channel. Anyways, I've talked enough. It's, oh my god, it's almost 12. And I went another hour. Let me go get my video for the herb garden challenge edited, because Planter has a deadline. I gotta get my stuff up. I'll see you next week, God willing. And tonight is Renaissance Grandma. Please check out each other. Type hashtag urban to drop your link. I think I'm connected to most of the people here. And also, back to the flowers. If you missed the beginning of my live, plant some more flowers and herbs to attract more pollinators. Many of the pollinators that we have are on an extinction list. So we need to be, our garden needs to be an oasis for these insects to stop, drop, get a drink, get some pollen, do some stuff. I learned that at my library. They had a seminar. I went. So plant some more things that are going to attract pollinators. They need to get food and water as much as we do. And most people have a lawn. They don't have a garden. So we who have a garden, the onus is on us as much as possible to, plant flowers. And I'm going to plant flowers also because as a trap crop, nasturtiums are a good trap crop for the aphids. They will go onto the nasturtiums and leave your other stuff alone, hopefully. So plant more pollinator stuff for pollinators, and don't be spraying everything with, well, most of us don't, I don't think. Let them live in peace and harmony and do what they got to do. Hey, Sandra, living a full life. That's it for me. Have a blessed week. I'll see you next week again, God willing. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Take the feedback in love. We all can learn and grow, and we all want the best for each other. And what else this week? Just be kind to yourself, be kind to others. This gardening thing, is this season has started as spring, and now's the time for us to shine. So let's see each other shine. And I'll let the live run a bit longer. Type hashtag urban to drop your link to connect with each other, and also connect with me on Instagram and on TikTok. And I'll see you soon. All right.